Dopoh, did you hear the press conference of Seleke Kromah, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it.
We elected in fact a responsible man what happened to our country. We elected in fact a responsible man to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Please place your left hand on the Bible being held by your wife, and you will kindly raise your right hand, sir, and repeat after me. All standing, please. I, Joseph Newman Boyka Sr.,
No secret now that your friend and former boss will be a candidate in 2029. With all of that you experience, all of that you know, and everything that you see unfolding in the country now, will you support him? Will you be part of the process? Will you give him the support? Do you think he can be a better president?
So why you want to bring political Benin in it or not?
Oh, but political you're political man, before you go out, very active.
I plead the fifth again.
Okay. When 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded out first. All men on board.
So, this riot situation when it comes to country, because many times you notice that
if Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
On the Boyka's administration, we want to give the government of Liberia an ultimatum of 72 hours to provide a living ballot of the chairman of the Student Unification Party, or else there will be a catastrophic pneumonia in the Republic of Liberia. To arrest the chairman of the Student Unification Party, only because the government feel intimidated about the Vanguard Party advocacies.
The government got capital rule, small, B rule, all kinds of place. I think the reason Joseph Baga will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the middle of the week. Today is Wednesday. In the U.S., we call it Humps Day. If you are riding a camel, you will see it has a hump. Once you go over that hump, tomorrow will be Thursday. We'll be looking up to Friday for the weekend to start. Do us a favor, share the show. Let the folks know that it is 5 p.m. on the East Coast. And it's 9 p.m. GMT time in Liberia. And if it is 5 here, it is the unarguably best, reliable, trusted platform in cyberspace, the closing argument. You can join the closing argument. We don't play. We don't babysit. We ask the tough questions. We disagree with each other. We go at each other because that's what it is. We have passion for what we do. We don't censor anyone. Every voice, every opinion counts. You have your come out here, let's do the argument. But if you are weak, this is not the place for you. Go somewhere else. We will fact check you. You will fact check us because that's what you're supposed to do. Even when you come and call your name, we will go and check to make sure that you are the one. After the war, the vice president said, and I quote, after the war, the commander said to his folks, dead and wounded on board, then all men followed. And you heard the other representative who says, this government is in trouble. They got Capitol Road, small road, B road, little road, sophisticated road. Old man love the country, but he just can't make it. The road there around here, they are more sophisticated than he is. We have a crack team of panelists that are always willing to sacrifice their time. Some work all day, and then they come out here for 2-3 hours beyond their dinner time, making the sacrifice to bring you current events in Liberia and give you their opinion and allow you to call and disagree with us respectfully so. That's what an intelligent platform is all about. And this is what this platform is all about. Government officials, this is your platform. Liberia, this is your platform. We even have commercial packages for birthdays and anniversaries. Just call. If you want us to highlight a beautiful birthday for your wife or your husband, your fiance, or even if you have an admirer and you want to send him or her a birthday, you're not anonymously, we can do that too. If you went to high school with me during our day, we have something called a secret pal. If you have a secret pal, let us know. We got a package for that too. Yes, but it would make sense for you to celebrate those milestones, anniversaries, birthdays, special days that bring memories to you. Days that bring excitement and respect to your family, graduations. We would love to celebrate those days with you. We have packages here that can do a few seconds of blurb in your own words or in our own words or AI, whichever way you want it. At least you're going to be making a contribution to the platform while you still have your goals met. There's a lot going on in the country, some sad news. Let's begin with the headlines in the Republic of Liberia. This platform regretfully and sadly like to send our condolences to the families of the late Linsu President Vani Jersey. He died at the age of 40. At the age of 40, Liberia's student community is mourning the death of Vani Aliu Jersey, a former president of Liberia National Student Union, Linsu, who passed away at the age of 40 in India after a protracted period of illness. That's Very, very, very sad. At age 40, when your life is just about to begin, we extend our condolences to the family and to the Republic of Liberia, the young folks, and to Linsu. We also want to send our condolences to the Gongloes. Young Gongloe was born 2003. And was murdered in Iowa a week ago. (2003). Barely 22 years old. Somebody murdered him. Kehleboe Gongloe is a member of our platform. His sister, Madame Gongloe, has always appeared on our platform. Madame Gongloe, Edith Gongloe Ware, and the entire Gongloe family. Our condolences to the Gongloe. No one wants to lose a child, especially not at the age of 40, definitely not at the age of 22. Accept our condolences, Honorable Gongloe, Kehleboe Gongloe, and the family. Now let's turn to the news in the Republic. Senator Dillon seeks GSC audit for alien work permit regime to bolster transparency and integrity. This is the light. Say all you want to say about Dr. Dillon. I call him Dr. Dillon. He may not be your best senator in the world, but when he does something right, we have to praise him. This is honorable. Monserrate County Senator Darrell Dillon, chairman of the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, has requested the General Auditing Commission, GSC, to conduct a comprehensive, independent audit of Liberia's alien work permit regime. To move, he said, the move, he says, is to strengthen integrity, transparency, and compliance across the labor and immigration systems in the Republic of Liberia. I believe that exercise will be in the best interest of workers, employees, and the broader community, he says. He explained that the audit should examine every stage of the process, from issuance and renewal of and to revocation of alien work permits, identify potential flaws, irregularities, and corruption risk in the system. The audit will detect gaps in control, data integrity issues, and potential avenue for fraud or corruption. Dillon stress. It should review enforcement mechanisms, penalty waivers, and reconcile record with the LRS list, NASCAR, and LRA. That is the senator and chair on the foreign relations, Honorable Darrell Dillon. Liberian government denied gold smuggling, says all beef mountain exports fully tracked. There is a rumor in the Republic of Liberia that there are some shenanigans going on in Bee Mountain, where the gold being extracted in our republic from our grounds are supposed to impact the lives of the folks in Cape Mount and Liberia as a whole, are being smuggled partially reported flights leaving the country at night, unbeknownst to the Republic. Those who are in the know turn their faces while we have capital flight. So much so that the Republic of Liberia deemed it necessary to respond. And they did today. It says that the Minister of Mines and Energy has confirmed that every ounce of gold exported by B Mountain Mining Corporation, BMMC, is tracked and verified under government supervision. From the company's melted in Grand Cape Mount County to the point of export at Roberts International Airport. In a formal response to the Liberia investigator, the minister said it's official. Officials, along with those from the Liberian Revenue Authority, LRA, attached number. Government sealed to every gold shipment and jointly witnessed each stage of the process before export. The ministry can confirm that every gold shipment from B Mountain is sealed and tracked from the mine to the port of exit, The statement read, on behalf of the government of Liberia, the Ministry of Lands and Mines and LRA witness attached their prospective number sealed during the preparation of the gold door for shipment. The ministry said verifications of the seal and documentation also takes place at the port of entry and the port of exit, and signed off by government representatives before the shipment to allow to depart. The ministry added. In a separate interview, B Mountain's country manager, Diba Allen, welcomed the ministry's statement and said it vindicates the company's long-held belief that every ounce of gold produced in full accounted for under Liberia's law. There is no secret flights. Allen said, our airstrip has been licensed by the Aviation Authority since 2016. It is inspected regularly, and every shipment is sealed by the Ministry of Mines and Liberian Revenue Authority before leaving the Republic of Liberia. He added that the B Mountain seals, and as it sells its gold to a single refinery in Switzerland under a tripartite agreement with the Republic of Liberia, which independently confirmed the value and volume for royalty and tax purposes. That B Mountain and the Republic of Liberia. President Walker submits all dues to legislature. If you are in that zone, you need to be in touch with your legislative body, your caucuses. Something is about to go down, and if you do it right, everybody will benefit. If you neglect, everybody will lose except those at the very top. It says, singly, a long-awaited revival of Liberia's dominant oil sector. President Joseph Yuma Boakai has submitted 8 offshore production sharing contracts to the legislature for ratification, the country's first major petroleum agreement in more than a decade. The deal signed between the government of Liberia and 2 international energy giants, Total Energies EP, Liberia and LLC, and Oranto Petroleum Liberia Limited, grant each company 4 exploring blocks along Liberia's Atlantic coast. The agreement followed months of negotiation led by the Liberian Petroleum Regulatory Authority, LPRA, and are being hailed by the Boakai administration as a milestone for energy reform and investor confidence. These agreements, the president said, represents Liberia's first upstream petroleum contracts in over a decade and signal renewed international confidence in our hydrocarbon potential, President Walker wrote in his letter to House Speaker Richard Nagbe. They are in full alignment with the government's arrest agenda for inclusive development, which prioritizes economic revitalization, job creation, and improve social services in the country. We will discuss this when the whole platform, when everybody is here. We are going to be talking about oil. A few weeks ago, you saw what happened in my hometown of Myean, because we were told that we are on a major oil artery. So there was a gasoline leak, and people thought we had struck gold. And the people in Bassa brought their buckets. People were scooping oil or gas on the streets, only to find out later on that there was a broken pipes from Samaritan Purse, their campus, dashing our hopes. So here we are back from Bassa County and Liberia. We are back to being poor. We just thought we had struck gold. We're back to being number one on the poverty line again. U.S. reports warn corruption still choking Liberia's investment potential. That's from the State Department. Liberia's economic promise is being stifled by deeply entrenched corruption, a broken judicial system, poor infrastructure, and bureaucratic inefficiencies, according to the 2025 Investment Climate Statement released by the U.S. State Department. The report points at dual portraits of Liberia, one of growing opportunity in key sectors like mining, agriculture, telecommunication, tourism, and another marred by systemic dysfunction, and discourages serious investment in our republic. The State Department is discouraging serious investors to come because, according to them, we are a very high-risk nation. Corruption and bribery, a persistent obstacle. The report points to endemic corruption as a major deterrent for investors. It indicates that unofficial payments are often expected before meetings with senior officials or for routine administrative tasks. This culture of bribery, it notes, has distorted fair competition and eroded trust in the public institution in the Republic of Liberia. We will discuss. 4 United Brothers drive agricultural revival in Lofa County. Good news from the private sector. Ordinary people doing extraordinary stuff. Lofa County, 4 young graduates of Lofa County University are transforming local agriculture through their cooperative. 4 United Brothers Vegetable, Rice, and Oil Palm Incorporated produce rice, vegetable, and oil palm on a commercial scale despite poor roads and limited farm equipment. This is what the State Department is talking about, very poor infrastructure. When they tell the young folks to go into business, and there's no help. They cannot access loan. These are successful young men who deserve to be helped. Liberia Chamber of Commerce, I advise you to reach out to the young folks, develop an incubator with them, teach them how to do their books. How to set up their issues. So here we are. We need these young folks. You tell them to return to the soil. And they have done so. And then they are stuck. They are stuck. You say come home, and they come home, and these young men, 4 of them, brothers, they pool their resources. And they have transformed their community. They are producing at a mechanized level, even though they're working with their bare hands. They cannot get their produce from the farm to market. The roads are bad. Since we founded this agriculture group, we have been producing watermelon, corn, rice, and oil palm on a large scale, said Christopher Nyenwolo, the cooperative chief executive officer, during an interview on one of the farms in Kolahom district. We are even producing a special type of rice for diabetic patients, sometimes unique to this region. Let me read that again. We are even producing special type of rice for diabetic patients, something unique to this region. I don't know who the agriculture minister is, but this is what we are talking about. These young men are doing something that you're supposed to be doing. Not only are they producing rice, but they have diversified their market. They have now specialized in producing rice that are diabetes friendly. From the classroom to commercial farming, let's look at how they did it. The idea for cooperative was born after Nyenwolo and his colleague graduated from the University Department of Agriculture and struggled to find employment. Instead of waiting for jobs from the government, they turned to the land, went to the soil. After graduation, when we couldn't find grain or decent jobs, I mobilized a few of my colleagues. Nyenwolo explained. We started with watermelon in Benjamin, and the harvest was so good that we supplied the entire city and even sent some to Monrovia. Yeah, your Monrovia people who don't want to do anything. Encouraged by their success, the group expanded into corn production the following year, earning recognition from local agricultural coordinators for the skill and quality of their yields. Are you guys hearing what we are talking about here? These young people got together and said, we are not going to sit here and allow ourselves to go to waste. We are going to test what we have learned. And you see, what I like about this story is that in Liberia, everybody wants to be the boss. But these young men put their egos aside, and the 4 of them came together and said, let's do something for ourselves. This is what we are talking about. Now that they have reached this skill, they are stuck. You have watermelon, you got rice, you got corn, you got all of these things. And yet, you can't get it from the farm to the market. How long can you keep watermelon? How long can you keep watermelon? If you are from the Zaza area, if you are from Lofa, I look forward to hearing from you in the comment section. We need to get in touch with Mr. Nyenwolo. Bring him on here, let him tell us how he was able to pull this off all by himself. How? From the classroom to the fields. From the classrooms to the fields. People, regular folks, ordinary folks, doing extraordinary stuff. Ordinary folks doing extraordinary stuff. You think we want to sit here to talk about politics all day? To talk about who losing weight? Who using makeup? Who using AI to enhance their look? They are Liberians doing extraordinary stuff, but cannot get in the news because they're not cursing somebody's mother. They are not screaming. They're not shaking their butts on TV, half naked. Four men decided to put their egos aside and do something for themselves to transform the Republic of Liberia. I'll tell you one thing though, they are not hungry. You can sit in Monrovia all you want, you are hungry. But these young men, they are doing exceptionally well. Can you imagine watermelon in the Republic of Liberia on a grand scale? Corn, rice, and not just the regular rice. We have gone even further. If you are diabetic, you want to be in Lofa now, getting your share. You should be calling Mr. Nyenwolo and say, I will drive to Lofa with my truck and get 1,000 bags of rice from you. If it takes me 2 days to bring it back to Monrovia, I'm going to do so, but that's why we won.
Oh, sorry. I'll bring it on right now.
Thank you. So here we are, Mr. Nyenwolo, 4 brothers, 4 United Brother Drive Agricultural Revival in Lofa County. Let me welcome Sis Sarah. I love the outfit. I love that pink cap. How you doing there? You are muted.
I'm muted. How you doing, Mr. Gayman? I'm rooting for the breast cancer, awareness. I'm still carrying that. One of my sisters survived a double negative breast cancer. So, I'm rooting for all of our folks that are survivors, of breast cancer. I'm still carrying that. Thank you so much for the show. I've been following. Thank you to our viewers and all of you guys that have been holding the ground. I want to say hats up to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We need to do a special show for breast cancer survivors. The chairman of my board of directors, she survived double cancer treatment.
Yeah.
Double, not one, but two. And it wasn't easy, but she beat it.
Yep. Yep.
That tells you that if you do your annual mammogram and you do what your doctor tells you to do, the chances are very, very high that when you get early detection, survival rate is almost in this country.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about the experience when you have someone, a friend, a loved ones, a relative going through this process before we go to politics.
Well, it's very challenging. It's very. I remember one of my, I would say, sister. She's what like a sister to me. A couple years ago, died from breast cancer, and I cried so bitterly. And then recently, one of our sisters in our birthday club, survived, got, healed, from double negative breast cancer, double negative, and she was going through chemo, and all of that. It's very, very, challenging. You need a lot of support, both spiritually, physically, everything. You need a lot of support. You need a lot of encouragement, because when people hear the word breast cancer, they just, think it's death sentence, right away. But come to find out, once you are strong, you can make it, you can fight it, you go through your, medical regimens, God's willing, you can beat that crap out of your system. And that's what our sister did. So, from her experience, I see a lot of, I hear a lot of courageous stories too. I know one of our Facebook sister who's currently going through the same thing, and she's doing pretty well. So, when people hear breast cancer or any kind of cancer, it's not automatically a death sentence. It's something that you can fight. It's something that you can, you can wrestle with. And once you put up that fight, that hard fight, you can beat it out. You can beat it out of your system. So, I just want to give this word of encouragement out there to anyone who's going through that. Just know that, it is something that you can fight, you can defeat. It's not a death sentence automatically. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Gayman.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in these United States, you are in the greatest country on the planet. There is no reason why we shouldn't do these annual checkups. Even if you are not working, if you don't have a job, if you went into one of these urgent care, it's only $100. I'm in Florida, so I don't know how much it costs over there. But
even some states got free healthcare.
Yeah,
you can always go to some of those free health facilities and get it free, and get your physical and get your your examinations free. Some states do that. I know they do have it here in Delaware, where you can get free examinations.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it makes no sense for you to save $100 and lose your life.
That's right.
So, if you call, the best thing to do is, if you are using urgent care, make sure you go to the same medical spot every time, because they are familiar with your case. They know who you are.
Right. And most times they will send a report to your primary care doctor anyway.
Yeah, so, because they got e-medicine, so it's digitized. Right. But if you don't have if you don't have a family physician, you don't have a family doctor, go to your nearest urgent care.
Yeah.
You do not have to wait for 5 days and 3 days until your doctor comes back. Go into your urgent care. You wait there for an hour or so. You get some excellent care at the urgent care.
Yeah.
And take care of yourself. There is no reason
And one of the things I wanted to stress, not to interrupt you, like with women though, most times, sometimes it's always good to do your own self checkup. That you kind of put your hand under your breast and muscle around your breast just to feel the thing. If you feel any lump or something, that's something to check. So, even if you're not going to do your examination right away, always for me, I always do that check whenever I go to the bathroom. I do that check on myself just to kind of feel to see if I'm feeling any kind of strange thing or lump or anything. That's something to concern you and to reach out to your primary care doctor.
Yes, let me welcome Auto Pewee. People, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, great Pewee.
I seen Cyril in her.
I am home today, and
That's
I'm
right.
ready for the closing argument.
That's right. And when we talk about self-examination, men can get breast cancer too.
That's what I
So
heard.
if you my godfather, he woke up one morning and he was doing self-examination, right, checking his, and he just felt a little lump here.
Yeah.
And he says, this is unusual. He went to the doctor, went to the emergency room.
That's right.
They brought him in, they say you have a blood clot that's going to it was going to his brain.
Oh, wow. Let me start checking my own.
Yes. And guess what the doctor told him? Say, it started in your calf.
Oh, wow.
And they traveled all the way because there was a little bump on his leg. He never took it seriously.
Yeah.
And he just let it disappear. Now it was the clot that traveled through his artery and got stuck here.
Wow.
So yes, self-examination when you go.
Very important.
If you get health care, please, if you have health care, even if you don't sit on your health care and die. When you see something happen to you, go in there. Don't say, you were here last week and you come on Pewee. Sometimes some people say, I don't want to go in there before the thing. I just walk every time something happens, I just come. No, that's why you pay for it.
Absolutely. And before I can even move into that, let me say a wonderful, we are in the struggle. As you said just now, even men, but in 95% of cases of breast cancer is being with women and other things. So we are in solidarity with the fight, and there have been some significant, and as both of you initially stated, significant what I want to call a victory in terms of the fight against breast. The survivors are increasing.
The research
of them because of research is important, and if you were to also move in and folks should push to always check, do your mammogram and the rest of that those are things that will help you move on. And even for us in our society that don't have those kind of a thing, I think the Liberian government before had some initiative put in place to encourage women in the rural part of the country. These are women that are having a challenge. Most of them will have it, they don't even know they have it. And sometimes they die from it, unfortunately, and it's attributed to someone unlike there is witch and other things. So most of those things I have seen in many instances in the interior part of the country. Some of them you see their breasts will be huge, just swelling up, right? And in some cases they say I'm not in a, and there have been some cases that God is just a great person. God is wonderful. There have been cases, Jerome, the Gayman back in the interior. These people will come with these things, but they were treated traditionally. Some people get healed from it and live for 80, 70, 90 years, right? They have their own way, but I think with this scientific improvement moving on, I think our government too to take some initiative to help them to announce in the various satellite towns. The every district headquarters, there are towns people would normally meet, but the town chief should be informed to inform these women sometime, encourage them to say the government will say, okay, we have every county have some major referral hospitals. We would initiate this time of the year that women should walk in free. The government will support. I mean, we should start doing some of these things to start checking our women, our young girls, and other things. It's important. But I think with the kind of a research push by a rich country, it's significantly improving. I've known someone that's dearly close to me also that survived breast cancer and other things, and she's doing very well after that. Been almost 6-7 years ago, but she's doing very well, and the rest of that. So, I mean, it's just important that we highlight it, and we highlight it. And sometimes we come in this place, we don't do some of these things, but we will have to do that. We'll have to do that.
Well, this is what we are talking about, health. My doctor told me don't eat after 6 o'clock is the way to go. But when we sit on these shows for hours, sometimes it is almost impossible for you to keep your regimen, because it's a commitment that we make to you that when you turn your TV on at 5 o'clock, we will be here. So, Pewee, I don't know how you're dealing with that, but what my wife has done, and I think it turned out to be good. She told me, she says, 4 o'clock now, you're going to be, before you go to the closing argument, instead of eating 6 now, you're going to eat at 4. So I said, well, that's good. So that means I will have about 6 hours to digest my food. So instead of eating late, now I'm eating early, and it turned out it working for me. So what she does is she will cook the food and put them, package them into 5 different bowls and stuff. When she's not home, I just warm it up and eat and come to the show. That's why I can be here until 8. I don't have to leave. So we all have to adjust. While we on this, Sarah, a friend of mine, a college professor here, this is another thing. He called me about a week ago. He says he was having pain in his stomach. So he went and the doctor told him, said, maybe it's your appendix. So get ready to have it taken out. And he went to the hospital last when he checked and said, oh no, your blood test came back, your MRI came back. It's not your appendix, it's your colon.
Aha.
You have stage 2 colon cancer.
Oh, wow.
He went last week, they did the surgery and he's recovering. But this is what we talk about, early detection, right?
Yeah.
Because you got stomach pain, you say, oh, it may go away. No, go and have it checked.
Is it the same column they call this procedure, the colonoscopy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got one because my doctor said, hey, you reach 45, you have to go and do.
Yes.
So I have one slated for the 5th of this month, of November.
Yeah, so at 45, then you would do every 10 years. When you reach
every
50,
10 years.
5 years, every 5
yes.
years.
I got one set up for November.
Yes. And, he was not in this advanced country. To just grab that, the sonogram, grab it, just for, pain in the stomach. He would have died.
I know. And to tell you the truth, I know in my heart of hearts that these are some of the things. I know our people sometimes going through a lot of these things back home, but we don't have the technology to to discover some of these sicknesses they have. So at the end of the day, they leave it on the witchcraft, this and that. But some of these things, these are something that they suffer from, but we don't have it. And this is how we continue to talk to petition our government, other institutions, to make sure our people at least get basic health care, Yeah. I mean, if you can spend millions of dollars on cars and things, give our people some kind of health care. Let them be able to go to get a physical at least, so that some of these things will be, diagnosed. And we need more experts. We need more doctors.
Well, this is why we are here, and I'm glad we're talking about this before we go into politics. Mr. Pewee, since the death of Grisby, in my family, we have begun to have this discussion. And I think it is a discussion that every Liberian in the diaspora should have. Have your family sat down and talk about the end of life? If I died, where should I be buried? Should they take me home? Should they bury me here? Should they bury me? I got all my children here. Should they bury me here? Tradition say they should bury me in Gayman Town. Is tradition strong enough? My children have. So have you had this conversation with your family? Have you written down something? Do you have a will? Have you discussed this? Pewee, if something happens to me here in Maryland, what will happen to me? Should they bury me near my children or take me home? Are we having this discussion? This is important. You the nurse, you the professional person here.
You know, it's very important to have those discussions. Okay, I mean, this is the reason why sometimes when something happens, it becomes a problem in the family because something was not written down, a will or something was not written down. So people want to take matters in their own hand. The other family say no, stuff like that. So honestly, to tell you the truth, I've not had that discussion with my kids, but I think it's important, and I think I should do that, and I think all of us should do that because you never know. Anything can happen at any time. Where will you want to be? What do you want your kids to do? No confusion. Like one of my girlfriend was telling me yesterday at work, her ex-husband died. But the word he left with his children was he wanted to be cremated. He didn't want no family gathering. He didn't want nothing. So, after I heard that her ex-husband, I said, oh, how much sympathy I heard your ex-husband that did you go to the funeral? She said, no, that man was burned. He didn't want anything. He didn't want no gathering. He didn't want nothing. And just as he said, he had 2 daughters. That's exactly what they did. So, it just makes things easier for the family when you have something written down.
I told my wife and my children when I die, cremate me, put me on the Atlantic Ocean, and I'm going to go to Massa. And my wife is saying, no, that's not our tradition.
Why you want to be cremated? Are you kidding? You serious?
Yeah.
It's not part of our culture, though.
Put me in the Atlantic Ocean, and I'm going to go to Massa. I'm going to go past Maryland County, River G, and I'm home. But all my children are here, right? My family's here. So it makes sense, as much as that would be our traditional cause for me to be buried by my mom, my grandma, my grandpa, my great-grandpa. The times have changed.
Right.
And the children would love to go to your gravesite and honor you and all of those things, and they would not be able to fly to Bassa every day.
Right.
It makes sense that they bury me here.
Right.
Pewee, end of life.
Yeah, basically, is and I'll be very realistic. It's a kind of a taboo for all to discuss these things.
I know.
And that's why you are educated now.
It's a kind of a taboo that we discuss.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
We feel
inevitable.
That if we discuss it, it's going to happen tomorrow. No, but so the inevitability of this is obvious, right? So, and I'm getting adapted to the system now, moving on with life, and you see folks, and sometimes I'm sitting like what I'm sitting now, focused on my television, and I'm watching the news. Then you will see some of the app will come say, "Oh my God, how do you do all that?" Some of the apps talking about life insurance. Then the woman telling her husband when it happened, so the funeral cost will be expensive. We think that is a taboo, but
it is important.
The important aspect is good to discuss it if you have the means to discuss it. On a seriousness, it's good to discuss it. Particularly, those that are hustling, getting 1 or 2 things, and they got their children, and they got those that from the kind of the African kind of a family, big families, right? You don't want to, and I've seen a lot of things unfold where someone is deceived, and the discussion about what they even work for kind of a very serious problem. Imagine some people can even want to challenge a living widow that is legally married to somebody.
Yeah.
About these things. But that is aside. That I know it's going to be difficult. You can do that, but it's good to discuss it if you can. If you're in this kind of society where they give in, take on health benefit that will help you or help alleviate the already stressful and difficult time that your family will be trying to adjust.
And And another thing, as a life insurance agent, I want to encourage folks to have life insurance. It's very important because that helps to ease the burden on your family in case of something. In case something happening, you die. That in itself is a indirect, pursuit of wealth, because if you have life insurance, say for example you had 100,000 or maybe one, depending on how much you can afford. But if you had 250,000 life insurance, and God forbid something happened to you, your family can use 50,000 or whatever it is to bury you. The rest of it is for the families, for the children to pay up bills and do other things. So life insurance is very important. Some people, when you talk to them about it, they think they come and die. They don't want to hear about it, especially our Liberian setting. But it is very, very important. So to you out there, if you're hearing me and you don't have it, try to get it because it's important for your family. It's like a protection for your family.
And let's look at the cost of funeral and transporting the body home.
Right.
That's I've heard up to $30,000. Why wouldn't Honorable Pewee, how old is your daughter?
18.
Why wouldn't I want to put a trust in place for that $30,000? Why would I want to spend $30,000 from her inheritance to send my dead man back home? It makes no sense to me.
But again, that I will counter that a little bit. So it's not really 30,000. It's around, I think, 10,000.
10,000.
It's around 10,000.
Yeah, but
think about it.
That doesn't include everything. You mean it's a package?
Yeah, it's around
the casket and everything plus transportation. Only 10,000.
No, I think it's just for the flight, though.
Oh yeah, just for the
flight. Yeah, for the flight. But the reason why I would counter that a little bit is that we have folks that believe they should be taken home, right? And in other words, but again, and someone will also counter my own argument by saying, "Hey, that's a dead person already."
You've been selfish. That's correct.
Yeah, that's a dead person already. So, and I see some reason and again for you, but you got a lot of justification. If God forbid, not now, eventually going to happen. But if you are to die, your justification is to get all of your family here, right? So if you got almost everybody here, it makes sense that you be buried here because the time they will pay some visit, the memory, and all those things. It makes some sense for that to happen. But wherein if you have almost everybody on the other side, so it makes some sense on a serious note. But I think
they still have some people, regardless of them having people here, they still want to go back home.
They want to go back and be buried home, actually. And I would want to think they were your neighbor string, was buried.
Right.
So
Right. I remember when the late Christmas died, his will was he wanted to be buried by his mom, even though he had little children. He had just brought his wife and two little kids, but they took him back to Liberia. And he was
but Mr. Gayman, for you got some reason why I don't know why you don't want to go back, because we needed to.
It was.
Go by Grand Basakande, that's the name of the fufu and soup.
We won't put you in a homo jeep.
But listen now, what I'm talking about is how does that help the child that you're leaving behind her inheritance? You spend it all on yourself.
No.
Listen,
the insurance can take care of that.
No, but that's the point. The insurance is inheritance. Okay, for instance, right, I have $1 million insurance, but it ends at the age of 70. Then it goes now, it starts all over, right? Okay, I did that because the children were young, but they've all now grown and they're all doing very well. So they all make their own money, right?
Right. After 70, and soon then you start again.
Yeah, you start again, but at whatever level you want. But I was doing it to secure just in case my kids were not.
Is that a whole life or term life?
I think that was whole life because I get money back. Mm-hmm. So we did that. But Sarah, you are a real spider woman. You are a nurse. You are a politician. You are an insurance agent. You got a funeral home. I mean, you got the money from grave, from grave to grave. From the grave to the grave, Sarah do it all.
So these are important. But what is the topic? Because we're talking many people don't want none of the year, but
our politics.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I want to talk, we've been talking about a lot of stuff. but one particular that really caught my attention, and we're going to go over it. The 4 United Brothers are driving agricultural revival in Lofa County. This one is being carried over today by the
4 United Brothers?
Yeah, 4. That's the name of the group.
Oh,
okay. 4 United Brothers.
Oh, okay.
And this is such a great news. For those of you who want to just discuss bad news and cussing every day, we're not going to do it. Honorable Pewee says here 4 young graduates of the Lofa County University are transforming local agriculture through their cooperative. 4 United Brothers Vegetable, Rice, and Palm Oil Incorporated produce rice, vegetable, oil palm at a commercial grade level despite poor roads and limited farm equipment. And it says, since we founded this agriculture group, we have been producing watermelon, corn, rice, and oil palm at a large scale. Sir Christopher Nyenwolo, the cooperative chief executive officer, during an interview on one of the farms in Kolahom district. We are even producing a special type of rice specifically for diabetes, for diabetic patients, something unique to this entire region. The idea for cooperative was born after Nyenwolo and his colleague graduated from the university in Lofa Department of Agriculture and struggled to find employment. Instead of waiting for jobs, they turned to the soil. After graduation, when we couldn't find decent jobs, I mobilized a few of my colleagues. Nyenwolo explained, we started our watermelon investment, and the harvest was so good that we supplied the entire city of Benjamin and even shipped some to Monrovia, even though it took a while to get there. Encouraged by their success, the group expanded into corn production. The following year, earning recognition from Lofa Agriculture Coordinator on the scale and quality of their yields.
That's awesome.
Yes, with support from a small loan from the Kolahom Rural Community Bank, the team has since scaled up into lowland rice cultivation and oil palm production, further strengthening their footprint in Lofa growing agriculture industry. Let's talk business. Let's talk success. Let's talk good news. Sarah, this is great.
This is a good news. And I really want to applaud them because, you come to find out that sometimes, that's why I say our people need to be more creative, more innovative. You don't have to, even my people back home, I can always tell them, you don't have to sit down and wait for people to send you money for specific things. When they send you their $1, $2, think, because you're not working. Try to go turn around with it, look for something to do. So these guys, I want to applaud them. Then after they graduated, there was no job. They came together and decided to, put something together to have a farm. And look at what they are doing now. They are doing great. So I mean, it's very commendable on their part. And I think a lot of our other farmers and other folks that are passing around doing nothing, because this rescue government has not brought any, investors in the country right now. So people need to be creative, think outside of the box, try to do something with their hands to make ends meet. I just want to applaud them. I think they're doing a great job. It's a very good, experience for other people to follow.
Honorable Pewee, I know when we are discussing good news like that, the number don't go up because me and you, we are not screaming at each other. But these are the kind of news when you go to school and you say, I have a degree in agriculture. Then you go to Monrovia and go to finance and go ask your cousin there to put in work for you to get a job. With a degree in agriculture, these boys decided, listen, nothing going, let's go back to the soil and look what we are talking about. I never heard about large-scale watermelon production, especially diabetic rice, corn production, massive oil palm, corn. This should be on the front pages of every newspaper in Liberia.
Yeah.
You are muted, Honorable Pewee.
Absolutely, and I think I heard of them before. We have a lot of talented Liberians, and you see, the whole thing about the government trying to pump again almost $800 million. They said they'll have to pay into domestic debt that the report just came out. I mean, if we start taking some of the money, pumping it in these kind of people, Mr. Gayman, we can expand, not only expand their productivity skills, we also can allow them to train other local Liberians to get into food productions and different area. Now, I know for now, they wouldn't get on the mechanized scale, but if you put them on the semi-mechanized scale where they can do mass production, because if they can produce watermelon that can serve Vonjama, Lofa, and serve part of the capital city of our country, that's the good news. How can you tap into that to tell them that, hey, government can farm these? And listen, there have been some programs from the past administrations where the World Bank sponsored the agricultural ministry, gave them some money to support small-scale farmers. And these are those that would be on the larger scale, if you will. But I don't know, these kind of people can get the money. The people that will get the money will be people that just go open a cassava farm.
Yeah, connected.
They get in $200,000-$400,000 and go and squander it in other personal thing. But the thing the guys are engaged with, pump some money in them, tell them first and foremost, how can we contribute getting some of those storage trucks that you can get because those guys need some storage truck, right? Because these are perishable materials, they spoil in no time. So they'll have to be handled. These are vegetables and other things. So those huge storage truck, got refrigerators in them. I will store them to get those things into the market area, get it to, and because these are very good food if we were to take them in, it's good for the health also. And if they can get their everybody will set up to make a lot of money, they will employ people because of the kind of skill they have. But we are not doing that. We're not doing that. And listen, let me commend the effort for them to do those things, the tenacity they build, the effrontery, and they push and put into this to be very productive. 3 brothers, 3 into for the local community college, and now they are engaging into those things and reaping some profit out of it. But how can we build the capacity? That's the major thing. The government will have to do that in building the capacity so they will expand. And by expanding, others going to follow their footsteps and they want to fit into what they're doing. And you see, that's how the country will move. For us to be self-sufficient in food production, we will have to set the stage as a government to allow other people to move through. The government will have to move. And that's one of the things, being in this country for more 4 decades plus. You see what can happen. The people... I listened to a guy. I didn't even know that yesterday. I learned this on so I listened to CNN News Midnight with Laura Coates, 11 p.m. last night. There's a guy that he's a government contractor. We're talking about this government shutdown. He's a U.S. government contractor. He does it in different capacity. He and his wife. He got a Brazilian wife. But I didn't even know even most of those applications people can do here. When you come here trying to do application to change your status to be permanent resident, I didn't know that some private people can process these things. I didn't even know. Yesterday I got I thought everything just going directed to USCIS, but no, they got online, they process some of these things before they send them over. So most of this country, most of the activity is being done by contractors. Right? And that's how you build the middle class. How you build the middle class. So I hope our people will want to think outside the box and do something. So these people that are engaged into to be self-sufficient in food production, the government will have to set the pathway. The government is the pathfinder to that route. If we don't do it, it's going to be difficult. We're just going to be in circle. Look at the report I just came out. The quickly here the business climate report on Liberia.
Yeah, I got it. We're discussing next, right?
Yeah, our staple food is rice. Our staple food is rice. But that report is saying that we bring more rice in the country than I mean, it's unfortunate. Unfortunate. It's just unfortunate.
Well, Honorable Pewee, you are from. Hopefully, we ask you this. Kolahome Rural Community Bank. If we get someone from there. Because they are the one that took the initial risk in giving the young folks small loan, and look what it did with it. if we will get somebody from Kolahon, and then we could get in contact. I was trying to find the contact here. I'm gonna connect with Leonard Dudu.
I will contact the superintendent and we'll get that information soon.
Right. If we can get the four brothers and the bank, that would be nice, because listen, we can't just be talking politics. When we say nothing is happening in the country, something is happening. We have to find where it is happening, and we have to let other people know so they can go in there and do that. That is the
So they are based in Vonjama or where?
Yes. According to this paper, they are based in Vonjama. Yeah,
but those are the kind of people the government should be targeting. Agriculture Ministry should be targeting.
That's correct.
To give assistance to.
I will forward the story to you, so we can follow through on that. Let's talk about the we got Boyka submit he officially submitted the oil deal to the legislature. We can discuss that if we choose to. We also had the U.S. warned corruption still choking Liberia's investment potential. We have that. The government denies that B Mountain is smuggling gold out of the country. This unfortunate story about Linsu president died. We discussed that. Senator Dillon seeks GAC audit of alien permit, the work permit regime to boost transparency and integrity. I thought that was a great story on his part. So those are the major news that are trending in the Republic. Dillon and the Republic of Liberia is requesting that the work permit issue is not going away. The work permit issue, the labor minister, this thing been like an albatross around his neck, and he just can't shake it off. So Senator Dillon has finally said, let's audit the system, not to catch anybody doing wrong, but to find where the gaps are so we can plug them. He said, Monserrato County Senator Dara Dillon, chairman of the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, have requested that the General Auditing Commission, GAC, to conduct a comprehensive independent audit of Liberia alien work permit regime. The move, he said, is aimed to strengthen integrity, transparency, and compliance across the nation workforce. So let's start with that. Honorable Pewee, I think Dillon is up to something here. This news about the labor force, the labor ministry, this work permit, is not going away. As much as they try to push it aside, it is not going away. You remember he came out, he said it was $1,000, and now he moved it up to $3,000, and the money will impact the Liberian economy. And the folks are saying, no, you're charging $3,000. $3,000 it is to go into your budget. What the people want to know is why anybody who wants to come and get money from Liberia, what is $3,000? They will bring the employees in.
I know.
So we need to do something. So I think this is not going away. I think Dillon has a point on this one.
He got a lot of points, a very powerful one on this one, and I believe, part of the reason why he's pushing this is to seek the interest of the people of the country. Like right. You're trying to push one a work permit for let's say even $5,000 or $10,000. You are giving a work permit for the Ministry of Labor for Indian men to bring in his Indian cousin or distant brother-in-law to come and drive. You're giving work permit for driver, right? You're giving work permit for store boys. You're giving work permit for store boys. You're giving work permit for cashier to come and stand in the store and say cashier that you have thousands, hundreds of thousands of Liberians available to perform said tax. You bring in work permit for somebody to come in be hospital.
Yeah, to cook.
Giving work permit for that. Senator Dillon is absolutely correct by fighting this, and I hope any reasonable lawmaker in our country that don't have the effort to support what Senator Dillon is doing, that person is worthless, and that person should not be representing the country. Listen, the minister's own action is meant to say, okay, he bringing money into something. That is nonsense. And to be very frank, it is unacceptable. It doesn't make sense to me to say you will bring in a store boy for India or a store girl or cook from Lebanon to come and engage into those things. Imagine they are even bringing people from China to come be making eyes, right? And they think so. We cannot do that. They call story business and all those things. We cannot do that. And the point is that I think the only group of people they're not bringing in now in the country, as I've been told, is this issue and credit also to Senator Dillon. Is this issue about probably that's the law, the issue of lawyers, or not? Are going to be bringing lawyers from outside. Yeah, right. Lawyers from outside because the system is playing our country that you have to be a Liberian to practice law in the country. But the senator is absolutely correct on this one. We should stop. Listen, we can give work permit for things that we know Liberians cannot easily do. It makes some sense, right? For to give work permit for those things, but not. And the minister himself should be very open-minded here and just look across from where he lives, the level of poverty in the country. Then you want to bring in store-bought, and you want to give. Oh, I saw maybe 3,000 work permit for someone to come and do what? To come and be cashier, someone to come be driver. That's quite unfortunate. I thought the senator did the right thing. This is not about politics. If people believe that he's trying to do things to be re-elected for 2029, then I would tell people, I would join you guys to re-elect him, because if you do, and that's one of the reasons why folks are elected in this country for a protracted period of time, right? Joe Biden alone spent almost 30 plus years as an elected person in this country before he went to the vice presidency and then eventually the presidency. A lot of them. We have Chris Coons. He's going to be here for a very long time. We have all of them. We have Senator Bremerton. He's been there for a very protracted period of time. A lot of, even your own man, I just felt defeated.
Rubio?
No, the board has said you're going to get Obama. You're going to make sure
one term. My senator from Kentucky.
Is it McConnell, Senator?
Mitch McConnell.
Yes, he's been there for a long time. He's 83 years old. And he's still there. So listen. So the point is that we should let our lawmakers to perform their responsibility. And I think if you are just doing your job, if the Liberian should move and continuously have you, that's the way to go. But I think the senator is correct on this one. And we have to now, one thing I will ask to do is to try to sponsor a kind of a bill or collaborate with your comrades in both houses to ensure that we pass something to be very clear on that work permit cannot be issued in this country for this kind of a job. We have to be very clear on that. Absolutely clear.
Yep. Thank you. When the senator does something wrong, or our legislative representative, when they do some things wrong, we say it. When they do something that they're supposed to do, we have to say it too. This one is very, very important. Let us see where the gaps are. Like you said, there's no reason why you would bring a cook, you would bring a driver. Now, the new thing is that the Chinese are digging sand everywhere. Now you're going to bring sand digger from China, and they said, while Liberians these are manual labor that we can do. So it makes no sense, and I think the senator, to me, this one, he got a very, 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 very good thing going here. Let's look at the Liberian government denied gold smuggling. Said B Mountain Expo fully tracked. This story has been going on for a long time. I know since you were around in government, people have had the suspicion that B Mountain was not doing well by the people. They were not reporting. And some people even observed that there were flights leaving the country at night. They built their own airstrip there. And people will observe that helicopters, small plane will be taking off, going the opposite direction to evade the process. So today, the Liberian government responded that that speculation is all false. And it says here, the Ministry of Land, Mines, and Energy has dismissed rumors of unaccounted for exports, confirming that every ounce of gold shipped by B Mountain Mining Corporation is sealed, tracked, and verified under government supervision from mine to airport. And it says that the Ministry of Mines and Energy has confirmed that every ounce of gold exported by B Mountain Mining Corporation is tracked and verified under government supervision from the company's melter in Grand Cape May County to the point of export, Rawa International Airport. In a formal response to the Liberia investigator, the ministry said its officials, along with those from the Liberian Revenue Authority, attached number sealed, government seal, to every gold shipment and jointly witnessed each stage of the process before export. The ministry confirmed that every gold shipment from B Mountain is sealed and tracked from the mine to the port of exit. Do you think there's some truth to what they are doing for the government to officially address it means they've been around for a while?
Well, yes, people have been speculating about it. One of those that even call on the government to come and clarify this. Other than that, it will leave folks with the room to speculate across the place. So I think it's important that that they now come up to clear the air that this is not happening. They are in control of it. Now, if the government were to come out and say, hey, and particularly that's the sector institution responsible. So if the sector ministry is coming out to speak to that, to inform the Liberian people, I would be one person that would be okay with that. And that's one of the reasons why we said they were very quiet on this matter. And an attempt to be quiet is like you will allow the people to speculate continuously. But the fact now that they've come out to say every ounce being tracked and other things, and I think both diamonds, because before we got on sanction in the country, when the issue about blood diamond thing started, the illegal diamond from the Saudi and other things, and gold, that we did put into place the Tomalin process. The Tomalin process is the one that was certified that we didn't deal into illegal diamond trading or other mineral resources like gold and other things. So that process is still in place. We have to go through all of those things. So I don't know if the same process will have to follow gold. But yes, the fact that the ministry announced it openly, and I will be one of those. Now, I will be shocked if anything to the contrary. Then I mean the government is engaged into something that is not only sinister, but something very unacceptable. But they are the sector ministry responsible for those things. So if they were to come out to clarify that everything is intact, there's no private airport, they are not picking up, just leaving the country, yes, then it's logical. But when it came out with the private airport thing, I didn't easily just consume that. I felt that it would be difficult for you to have an airport in the middle of somewhere that the country, though we are not that as sophisticated in terms of our security, but our security people will track it and will know. We do have a system that will track it to know that if someone's having a secret airport that they're trying to manage or so. But now that they come out openly and say that to us that, hey, they are in control of it, the guys are paying their due taxes to the government of Liberia, it's important to note that they're doing that. So we ought to respect the decision coming out of them.
You know, it's just, you know, there are some people in government or in their profession, and whenever they are at the helm, you say, I feel comfortable, this person is a good man, he's highly trained, he will follow you know, the laws and the rules. But this is the case with Vamambos, that's his name. The guy who was at is that NASCOR? Yeah, NASCOR. Now GSC is flagging the NASCOR for, they are flagging them for financial mismanagement, millions in payment lack documentation, specifically $1.3 million in in taxes unpaid. How is this possible? You are muted.
Talk about Social Security?
Yeah, it says here, GSC fled NASCO for financial mismanagement. Millions of payment lacks documentation. US $1.3 million in taxes unpaid. The General Auditing Commission, GSC latest audit, this is 2022 now, this is October 22, 2025. The General Auditing Commission's GSC latest audit of the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation paints a troubling picture of financial indiscipline at one of Liberia's most critical state-owned enterprises, a recurring theme in the country, public sector. It says here in its management letter on the financial statement for fiscal year 2022-2023, the GSC uncovered a string of violations ranging from unremitted taxes to millions of dollars in undocumented payment and unrecorded revenue at NASCO's guest houses. The finding highlighted not only weaknesses in internal control, but also persistent disregard for Liberia Revenue Code and Public Financial Management Act. Two key pillars meant to safeguard our public resources. A pattern of non-compliance. According to the audit, NASCO failed to prepare its financial statement in line with international financial reporting standards as required by the Liberian law. Although management had contracted Dion and Leon International to facilitate this conversion, the process remained incomplete despite previous commitment to finalize the process. The GSC noted that multiple cases of misclassification of expenditure deliberately, including petty cash transactions totaling $6,294.40 and other expenditure amounting to about $4,067.40, which were wrongly recorded on a regulatory budget line item, which is just a repeated and the repeated going. Even more concerning, the audit reviewed the revenue collection from NASCO's Kakata Guest House, $41,555.95 in 2022, and $45,607.23 were made without invoices, bills, or receipts. Expenditures at the guest houses were reportedly without invoices approved verbally. No supporting documents for the transaction. The completeness and accuracy of the revenue and expenditure may not even be assured. Therefore, the financial statement may be misstated. The report cautioned. Millions spent without supporting documents. GSC also flagged $3.9 million in payment made without adequate documentation. $1.196 million in 2022 without documentation, $2.73 million in 2023. While NASCO management later produced some missing voucher and invoices, auditors maintained that the late submission undermined credibility and accountability and refuted poor financial management on the side of NASCO. I'm just reading this to say, my friend, when Vamambus were over there, I thought he was one of the best managers of our public sectors. And now we're here every day. I mean, Pewee, $1.9 million, $3.9 million.
This is part of the reason why, when we after the election immediately, you heard, may his soul rest in peace. I'm not just doing, you heard this whole thing that came about with the late Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, that he received some $500,000 from NASCO to help the incoming government. And I mean, so the GSC report, I'm not surprised the report is sounding this way. Most of those things, money paid without accountability, without appropriate voucher system. We do sometimes, often at time, pay those voucher things. We move through the system, and just in the name of people directing, right, writing checks and creating fictitious payment system to just certify the cost of who is requesting whatsoever amount to be paid. So it is part of that. The report is sounding the way it's doing. So it's clear. A lot of things will happen. I mean, it's unfortunate. NASCO, if NASCO is well managed, it's one of the institutions in our country that is raising millions of dollars. But the accountability, Van Bobo's Dewey stayed there as the the director general. He stayed there.
He's still there?
He stayed there. What he did was, I think the last time I was leaving.
Oh, the guy is still there?
Yeah, he stayed there. He stayed the head of NASCO. But what he did.
I thought they said he was sick.
Yeah, he was sick. He took sick leave, and I think he's back now. He took sick leave. I think the last time I was leaving, like, bro, he and I was on a flight. That's the time he was leaving the country. I think to come, we're on a flight. We sat next to each other on the business class on Brussels. Yes, the last time I even discussed when we met, we had a very wonderful discussion. We sat in Brussels. We discussed it a little. He's the head of the institution, but he been not too okay for some time. But I'm told now he's back in the country, but he stayed the head. What happened at the time that they didn't remove him? They removed the president dismissed, according to him, for gross insubordination, the deputy director general for administration, Mrs. Seleke, right? And then they brought in the current associate justice now. Was brought in, Kane was brought in as the acting director. I think he was brought in as the acting director general to manage the affairs of NASCO in the absence of Dewey that was out of the country on sick leave, if you will. So, a lot of things, Mr. Gavin, you went to that. Listen, the institution is not only collecting premiums from or every employer in the Republic of Liberia, every employer will come to the level of the United States Embassy, all UN organizations and other UN big institutions, other organs of the United Nations, other private institutions. Every institute is one of the institutions in that country that's making a lot of money. But the system is that the power that be sometimes use that institution to just get some money to do what we want to call a quick intervention. When they need some money somewhere, call the NASCO boss. Like, can you give her 1 million? Can you give her 500,000? Can you give her 2? Give her this? Can you give her that? So the reason it should not be that way, but it's difficult now to take actions against these officials because most of the thing that is unfolding there is being, for instance, the person that is coming in, you request NASCO to give you 500,000. Where you expect NASCO to take the money from? It's right. Right? What do you expect? These are people money they pay
people's money.
Retirement. And that's one of the reasons why the services to people that are retired
they're not getting it.
They're not getting it. The money should be deposited. It should be there to be paid. I mean, for those people to receive their retirement premium, all those things, and the rest of that. But we are not doing that. We're not. Now, go back to NASCO whole structure. NASCO do have, and you're right about what you read in there. NASCO do have properties across the country. Now, they have their old building on the 15th Street. Leave from there. They built a very wonderful building on the 24th Street now. They were their house, correctly, the office. NASCO own the building that is housing the Liberian Radio Authority. The farm building.
A new one.
Yes, NASCO got that building. It's their money. They invested those things to get profit in all of things. NASCO got some properties in Lofa County also they erected. The same kind of a thing they have in Kaksay and the rest of that. There are other areas NASCO got some serious investment, I'm told. And the money they collect monthly. NASCO is the only institution in our country that collect those money every month. Every month. So NASCO collect a lot of money. But the management of those money is very poor, and there's just need to be some serious accountability about that. We will have to take some time, Jerome, probably next week or so, and really.
And I think that goes for every administration, right?
Yes.
That's what they say. It's a recurring. They say it's a recurring thing.
But look at the report. The report was talking about 2022, 2023, 2024. But go back before 2022. Go back before 2018, before we even started. It's not today thing, and there will have to be some serious things said about that report. And I don't know, but it will be difficult because You know, those 2-3 million can be accounted for. How they put and spend the money. They say, okay, the late Minister of Great Space stated that that 500,000 were meant to procure some vehicle and help the new incoming government. On what basis did he receive the $500,000? So, and at the time,
that money cannot be accounted for.
And at the time, I don't want to speak for him. I'm not his spokesperson. People will think I'm speaking for him again. But at the time, the way Van Bubbles was not in the country, he was on sick leave. So who authorized that money?
Right.
But the order is saying here that most of the money were approved verbally over the phone, approved, no documentation or signing.
So yes, and that's correct. Yes, what I was saying. The man's on sick leave, and then probably he received a call from maybe the president-elect of the country, or receive a call from the agent of the president-elect. Maybe at the time, the incoming minister will say, "Oh man, the government coming in, they don't have a lot of things, the interim thing going on. We need some support." So to it to see probably in Minnesota, take his phone and place a call. So we should approve this. So I approve this. Now, Jerry, want to make the corruption thing and be so sweet and coordinated on our side. If the man take the phone and call, and then the person that's in charge here now will call to and get the instruction to the controller. So they say, okay, you guys will go give 500,000 to the interim government, to the incoming government, right?
Right.
And go to meet in a call and say, okay, they 500,000, what we do now? Opportunity to do for all the money. You see? They say where you tie the
good.
They also say the reason, but the other man tells the controller will tell the deputy authorized, but chief, the chief now say we should do 5. And I didn't want to let put everything what we'll get to. Let's put everything in there.
Make it 1.5.
Let make it 1.5. Let make it 1 million or let make it 900,000. Right. They go to guys, the restaurant check, they just get the money up. They take the 500,000, they carry to the BB people. The people already know not take money from there.
Yeah.
So you think any trouble come and they will do anything?
They all honor our water.
That's it. That's just the problem. So you see, the other report is just giving. Listen, the methodology they deploy in the other report is it. Somebody say they approve verbally. Verbal communication. Say, okay, you approve this one. This is going this way. This is going this way. I'm gonna say you're gonna do it. And the man too is not where he here. Then he under pressure. What you do? Okay, y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. Go to.
He want to protect his job as well.
So and unfortunately, Ome Yakpa sitting in Zozo district. Omen Fire sitting now in Chicken Soup Factory. He went to the bank to now give me. Think about what Omen Fire or Omen Bayoga.
My uncle retired from LAC after 30 years. When he go for a $79, the money is not there.
That's it.
$79 after 30 years. That's how much again? $79 retirement.
And I think your uncle is getting more. I know my father-in-law, there was a time he told me about his. I want to get it in out there. I want 2 street to one of the office. Nobody give me for the baby.
That's very wicked on the part of the government.
4,000 Liberian dollars. Wow. 4,000 Liberian dollars.
Jesus.
What can 4,000 Liberian dollars do for somebody a month? And even at that's not the good, they can get it every month.
That's
4,000 Liberian dollars. If you do it will be less than $30 or thereabout. 30 United States dollars.
That's very sad.
Oh yeah, first one to get monthly. And I'm saying this on a serious note.
And it's not even regular.
It's not regular. It's not regular. So if this was said to you the way NASCO, so I don't know. And I see, you see how they protect the things. I can remember in the debate on Bari talking about the man. People were talking when Kamara were attacking Trump. Oh, the man want to close it because they protect the Social Security very serious here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we tired, they will be getting your thing. And we'll have some Liberians, Americans, Liberians that are now in. That's why old man has stayed there. He spent time in the military and the police. He came out. Old man here. He went to retired back home in the area. He opened here lay front area. He got nice one. He carried Google cars. He opened here entertainment area. We can sell beer, other thing. In the evening, old man would just come. So now when I go to his shop, I will just start the process. I will start with offer him 1-2 beer. As soon as I offer him 1-2 beer, he said, "My son, you're not going." He said, "We start offering him, right?" So The woman will tell me he's surviving very well now on his social security benefit. He's living very good in Liberia.
Yes.
Very good. And I'm telling you, I went to us that day. I went there. I went to get a woman to him. My father-in-law, the woman money is $4,000. I don't know if they say getting it to him. So you should know what happened in the social security. So all this report coming from social security is true. People are not getting nothing. People work, and that woman working in the medical fee for a very long time. And at this age, he's in his 90s now, though. At this age, you think that those kind of people should be sitting out getting those benefits, but they will not get a benefit because the report that we're hearing that those kind of 2, 3, 4 million are going, other people do. But NASCO got serious money, but those money are not well managed, and the government will have to take some stand in managing that institution. We need to if good people to come and manage it and put the money that the people will retire. Why somebody got hired on the job? They say they are permanently disabled.
Disabled, I know.
What will you give them?
Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah,
this is bad, though.
Sarah, this is, I think Mr. Wallace Power, who called me and said, Mr. Gayman, you young man, you to be so gung-ho about Liberia, your policy, but you kind of quiet now. So I told him, I said, Mr. Power, I'm deflated.
I know.
Because it looks like one day after another, 1 week and 1 month, year after year, you hear the same thing. Look what happened here, right? They said the GSC flagged them for spending $3.9 million in payment without adequate voucher, no documentation.
Nothing.
$1.2 million. While NASCO management later produced, they went and left and produced something that the auditor told them, said, no, this is not how it works. You can't leave and then go and manufacture. You go to World Trade Center and come and say, we found this. NACA, in its response, admitted that its financial report were not up to standard.
So, you guys, don't you guys think these people need training, or they just don't?
No. Sarah,
this is a deliberate. It's deliberate. These people
like the way you said, they brought it, and the auditor said, "No, this is not how it works." It seems to me like they are not aware of what they are doing.
No, Sarah, let me say this to you. So yes, right. So the auditor, before I left GSC, it's normal that you want to do this, right? They believe it. Everybody think that you can trick the auditors, right? So they believe that they will go and want to create manufacturer voucher, right? And the guy World Trade Center, they want some people they can be very brave.
Wow.
But it is difficult to take money. Let's say $500,000 from the system, $1 million from the system. There's no what justification are you going to give? So you will not raise voucher from that system,
right?
Now, what the justification for them to give money to the Boaka traditional team? Now, people got no reason to give money to them, right? So they will have to create fictitious documentations, and the auditor will catch you on that. There's a way the auditor will.
I see.
Fictitious. So they are most of the people are very competent, but it's difficult for them to stay in certain areas. Now, there are some of them that will be very crafty in how to uncover it. Will face their own documentation and will make it very legal. It's hard the auditor can capture it, but you have to be very smart to do that. You can't do it all the time.
Right?
It's deliberate. It's
deliberately doing that. Wow.
Yeah,
it says here their explanation was that management added that we are putting in an electronic documentation system. In the future, we'll be able to get it. Can you imagine all these years? They are telling the auditors now, the auditors should wait until they can put in an electronic system that they don't have. It's not there, but in the future, that's what they're going to do. Can you imagine these people? These people got degrees upon degrees and years upon years and years of experience. So you know that they know what they're doing.
And that's one of the public building in our country. Sarah, if you enter NASCO building, you believe you're somewhere on Wall Street because their building is class.
Wow.
Oh yeah. They're very NASCO. One of the buildings that is class in our place. If you went to the U.S. Embassy, you know you're in a building, public building, right? If NASCO, you know clean. The elevators you in it transparent, carry you up, down, other thing. They really, they make use of certain level of investment. The LRA bidding, they put money to it. They got some properties in Grand Bassa County also. That are renting some in City, some in Lofa across the country. So they got some, I think, in Lofa. The rest of that. There's a lot of money across every county and business, legitimate businesses and institutions in our country, compounds.
Right. So it's kind of different. The system is kind of different from what I heard about the finance ministry. They said they have a glitch. That's the reason why people are not getting paid or something like that.
All these things, the same thing is on the system. Let me welcome Mr. Nagbe. Mr. Nagbe.
Operation.
Yeah, Mr. Nagbe, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Gayman and Ms. Dopoh.
Yeah, Mr. Nagbe, how you doing?
How you doing? It's good to be with you. Let me welcome our audience as well. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget to share the show. It's good to be with you. I'm sorry, we're laying we're getting things ready for our season opener tonight. The Sixers, so we're very busy.
Yeah, man,
listen, you're not bring out that big bass up man from Cameroon. He come in the first 2 quarters, he be shooting all over the place.
We call him Jojo. Jojo is ready for, I think for once, he has a clean bill of health. He's all healthy and ready to go. Tonight we're putting the hurt on the Celtics in Boston.
Okay.
So are you? No, so you from the basketball side or from the football side?
In both, but then when you're talking about basketball,
you're talking about you're an Eagle fan, right?
Yeah, now you're talking about the 76 of the basketball.
Yeah. Since I be at recent time, I witnessed one of their game. My daughter danced to one of the 76ers game in Philadelphia at the West Fargo Center. Yeah. No, she attended dancing. She got a dancing turn. She good also. Today that game, they played. That was a major game. Also, that was the first time I ever attended one of that game. So I didn't.
Your daughter on the cheerleading thing, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
I
mean, look,
it's a major.
So are you an Eagle fan? So from the football side, you're an Eagle fan.
Yes.
I root for the Eagles. I root for the Sixers. I root for the Phillies. And I have attended a couple of the games. I think of those 3 sports, I think the Sixers have the best ambience, because they're indoors.
Indoors. There are nice indoors.
The baseball they usually play around the summertime. So even though it's outdoors, but it's it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The environment. They got little television over almost every seat. You don't have to keep looking on the pitch, on the mound, or whatever they call that. The football is the is the Eastern European type of thing. It has to be extremely cold for you to enjoy it, and so when you're going in, you gotta fortify yourself. You gotta carry hand warmers, feet warmers, and all of that. You gotta layer up, but still sometimes you don't feel the cold, especially when the team is doing well.
You don't feel the cold? I can really wonder how they can do it during that cold.
Yeah, like I say, you jump up and down. And when I used to drink, you gotta fortify yourself with some serious, some serious spirits.
Yeah.
And you see people sweating outside there in that cold. So, but like I say, you gotta layer up. You gotta carry your hand warmers. Those little things on the fiber. Yeah, earmuffs. Yes.
But they have the player themselves. How do you feel?
Because they on the field as a vessel, they're running around this. Even they're sweating in that cold. So they don't. That's why when they go on the sideline, you see they put that big jacket on, the big coat on to keep them warm. Then they got a fan blowing the heat. They make them comfortable. My man, those are millionaires. They gotta be comfortable.
So that a fan, baby can place the blowing heat all there too. Okay.
Oh yes.
Look,
those guys, they are walking enterprises, right?
Yeah.
If you pay somebody $10-15 million a year, you got to make sure that they don't get hurt, they don't get sick.
Yeah,
and that's what they do. But
and talking about that, those guys, because they got their whole company that take care of them.
Yes.
On their personal payroll, they make sure they all right, everything. Some of them see them eating schedule on the side, and somebody job to buy the schedule and make sure that some of them, the thumb, the breath freshener. Those who got to speak to the press, you got to make sure the breath is not kicking. after there's somebody whole job.
So
Somebody
got
paid
to be fit.
Yeah, somebody got to hold a water bottle that about a job they're getting paid for. Some people getting paid more than you.
But the boys are millionaires. But you see, I was the last time I was reading something about LeBron. LeBron is paying his medical doctor to say
Now you talk about the top of the top. Now we don't even want to go down. We want to go to the regular guys.
No. I'm just talking about when the guys get the money, what they can do to keep fit.
Oh yes. $1.3 million that he spent on his
self-care is on you. I mean, the team will give you, the basic, but the self-care, the rest of the other little things, on your own.
Yeah, LeBron just spent that money, $1.3 million, to just be fit and healthy.
To be fit and healthy, and we talk about it here. Self-care, it should be part of your budget. You don't have to be rich.
Just be healthy.
You're talking about your dietitian, your feeding, the kind of food you eat. Some of that you got to have your own gym in the house, where off season you're all constantly keeping fit, and all of that stuff there. You have your personal trainer and all of that, the whole nines. So when they pay that money, there are a lot of things they pay them for, and not just to go in their pocket.
And their private jet also. Every team got their own private jet. They have everything on there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, but let's get back to this here. Let's close on this one. The reason I'm drilling on this, I'm going to tie it in with the one she just talked about, the delay in payment, and then we're going to look at the last one here, which is another audit that came out of the LEC. This one, I don't know if you had a chance to read it, but let's go to the NASCO here. They said tax violations over $1.3 million unremitted. Perhaps the more damning finding relates to violation of revenue code. The GAC discovered that NASCO failed to withhold and remit over $1.3 million in goods and services taxes to the Liberian Revenue Authority, a serious breach of the section 905J and 905M of the law. Auditors found that management did not withhold and remit $144,385.50 in GST on goods and services procured, and withheld another $1.9 million from suppliers without evidence of remittance. Failure to withhold and remit GST may deny the government of Liberia the much needed taxes and revenue to pay salaries and pay for bills. This is where we are coming from. These are folks that will tell you, and Sarah, you said this here, and then it also said government tried to explain the delay of salary by blaming it on equipment update. This is the lie that the GSC is talking about. How can you say you spend all this money verbally because you are trying to put in place an electronic system that will help you down the road, but you don't have any notice, no record, nothing that you're doing this, and you want them to take it. So this is where we are. Nagbe, can you imagine taxes collected are supposed to go into the government's coffer to pay salaries? These people verbally took it and transfer it and use it among themselves without documentation.
Yeah. Our brother from Kigali, Seleke, is in the background. He's alerting us. But yeah, Jerome, but the point is, and I don't know, the government owes the people. What about the money they took from? Are they giving back the money they took from them for the inauguration vehicles? So it looks like it's just you scratch my back and I scratch your back situation. But yeah, this is some of the things that is, these are the things that are supposed to. We were just talking when I was coming on. You guys were talking about the retirement benefits, right? This is where these things are supposed to come from, right? Because when you're working, you're putting your little thing in the pot so that when you retire, that pot will be there to carry you to the end of your life, and that's why, you pay into this. So when the taxes are not being remitted to government, then where do they go? Are they going to tell us, well, we didn't do it because you took some of the money from all when you were coming into office, but then that was last year, right? That was last budget year. So I don't understand that myself. If you're taking people taxes, what are you doing with the taxes? Why are you not remitting into government revenue? I don't understand that, and that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, but this is a crime. This is a crime. It is a crime.
It is.
Let's go to.
My question is though: is Van Bambu still the head of this place?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's still there.
Because I understand for a long time he was away, even though I understand he was on medical leave, but I'm just wondering,
according to the report, they are running this thing remotely. They just pick up phone and call. Can you imagine authorizing $1.3 million over the phone, $3.5 million over the phone with all supporting documents?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let me welcome Paul Kagame Jr. Seleke Kromah, welcome.
Don't forget the position. He is the vice president of the VIP here. He's the vice president for the Liberians in Rwanda.
Rwanda, yeah. They make a big position.
Honorable Seleke. Honorable Seleke elected. Honorable Seleke Kromah. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gayman. I see VP on your knee. You see him see VP now for the USA.
Oh.
You wearing glasses, bro?
No, but I see that tattoo on a
maybe I'm there for more than 5 months on the show.
No, like today I seen it. Maybe a good show. I maybe that account. I came on to ask you specifically about the tattoo.
But I was saying the man, the VP.
Seleke, why you sipping over there? Why you sipping in our place so we can know? We're gonna do you sipping. It's stronger than palm wine. I know that.
No, I ask a question like Jerome Pia. What Papi, what you drink? What you drink before you come
But this welcome Seleke. This audit from they say GAC, another one, GAC uncover governance lapses at LEC. No board meetings, no minutes, no strategic plan for years, major irregularities. I mean, you go on. I mean, this one at LEC, they say the Liberian General, the GSC, has uncovered serious governance and management lapses at the Liberian Electricity Corporation, LEC, raising questions about oversight, operational plan, and major agreement with key power projects. And it says here the auditors uncover fiscal year ending June 30, 18, 19, 20, 21, all the way up to 2023, 24. The special budget, fiscal year 23, all had lapses. According to the GSC, the LEC Board of Directors failed to demonstrate effective oversight. Contrary to regulation M.12 of the Public Financial Management Act of 2009, as mentioned and amended in 2019, which mandates board of state-owned enterprises to ensure efficient management and fiscal resources and proper governance structure. The order cited breach of corporate governance principle, which require board to operate with clear leadership. They don't take minutes. Mr. Nagbe, if you saw the writing that I did, you look, the people are saying, auditor report that between 2018 2020, there were no evidence of any board meetings being held. No evidence.
Yeah. I mean, I know you have laid out, the foundations of a system like that for the CMC reporting. I can discuss that here. Because I know Sylvester is not interested in anything, so you're not going to take it anywhere. You're not going to take it anywhere. So, but yeah, system, it helps you to be efficient, because at the end of the process, they're just basic questions that you'll be required to answer. And just by providing answers to those questions, you're compelled to go back and think. Maybe there were some outstanding issues that were flagged in your last sitting that you have not addressed, and the circle is completing. You must address those issues. This is why documentation, and that's why sometimes we go to the meetings. One issue keeps coming up 2, 3, 4, 5 meetings because nobody's writing them down. Even though we discuss and dispose of that issue, but it comes back again in the meeting because we don't have any meeting minutes. We're not being reminded that these issues are being addressed and disposed of. Stop bringing up the same old issue. All of that is efficiency. It saves time, and it keeps you in check. So I am shocked that at that kind of level, even in small organizations, we insist on documentation, but at that kind of, managerial level.
But look what it says here. Minutes of meeting were not provided, and there
There you
were no proof of established committees, such as audit, risk, nomination, or even remuneration committees. There's no structure that are so critical for transparency and oversight. The report warned that the absence of board, not even a bylaw, and regular meetings severely undermine strategic oversight, allowing management to operate without check and balance.
Wow.
And imagine in this day of AI, I know sir and Sylvester are coming, but now AI can do your meeting for you. They can do your minutes. You do, if it's a virtual meeting, AI will record and transcribe your minutes for you. You just go in and correct and make sure the right pronunciation. For instance, if you put Nagbe, it doesn't put Nagbe, and make sure.
Is it Pewee? Don't say Pewee.
Exactly. It doesn't say Pewee. You know what I'm saying? But now life is being made easier. That's the whole object of technology, right? To make your life easier and easier. You don't have to keep heavy lifting all the time. So all these things are here to help us. But I also know that technology is not our big suit back home. It's not our forte. We still shy away from technology. I know friends of mine in Liberia who are not on Facebook at all because Facebook will expose them to whatever. But you'll be shocked now what even big governments, even the government of the United States, Russia, right now, what they do with technology, social media has brought down governments in North Africa and other parts. It's the future. So we got to
but people don't know how to use it.
Nagbe, Honorable Nagbe, I will not let you get away with this.
Okay.
When you and I and Pewee and everybody in our little meetings in school government, everywhere where we took minutes, people took minutes. The absence of minute aid, they do not want to have a trace.
Right.
Okay. Now look at this. They said the GAC recommend urgent governance reform in the entire country. Look, the Ministry of Finance said they're giving a report why the salary is delayed. That's a lie. Then we went to Van Mambu's NASCAR. NASCAR is disorganized, they're spending money, no trace. Ministry of Finance.
You got a long way to go.
The Ministry of Finance is doing it now. We just found out the entire LEC, all these years, they don't even keep minutes. Yeah. There is no data. They went to audit them. There's nothing to audit. Nothing. No trace. Mr. P, let me go to Honorable Seleke. Seleke here. Honorable Seleke. Here we are talking about, you guys keep saying transparency and this and that. Look what's happening here. The entire government, talking Ministry of Finance, LRA, NASCAR. Now we're talking about LEC. These are the big ones. And they are saying that these people are so disorganized. It has to be like a conspiracy. This is like, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Gayman, again, greetings to everybody. Good to be on. I think it was the same GSC again that, carry on an audit at the executive mansion with a supplementary payroll, and it gave some recommendation. And I saw Colonel Garguah and the rest of the folks at the, Minister of State going on class reloaded to defend that, audit again, but it's very sad, Mr. Gayman. And like Mr. Nagbe was saying, we are in the 21st century. Most of the countries now, especially in Africa, they're taking advantage of technology to be able to make things easier, to improve, government services. For example, here, when you come back, most of the service you do, is on online. Even you applying for visa, for example, you don't go to the immigration office to get anybody money to apply. You do all your application online. And as soon as your visa ready, they say in a message, go to the immigration office with your passport, they put a stamp your visa in it. And even in the local marketplaces, they do this mobile money stuff, even though we have it in Liberia, but it's not compared to here. You can even go, more like a credit card in the US. You go to the market, you buy a pepper and everything on mobile money here. You hardly see people using cash. And that limits some level of corruption. Whether you get your motorbike, you pay through mobile money. Anything you do here in this country, you pay through mobile money. It limits corruption because when you not see the money, how you going to take it? But in Liberia, we still be here, and those recommendations will come up, and you will see the different agencies come in to give out critiques or say or defend themselves because they don't want to leave themselves in the hole. And some of the recommendations they put up, the government don't seems to take it, and these require these are basic things rather, that we should be doing to kind of improve our governance system and the transparency in Liberia. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of leadership. Everything we've seen. I saw Abdullah Mohammed today I think it was on today on Facebook, talking about, now the auditors are brave to release audit report because they know that nobody will kill them. So if you're saying people kill auditors in the past, you've been there for 2 years. What are you doing to arrest those people who kill auditors? And it's just about time that partisans they understand that we passed that nothing a long time ago. You are in opposition, you said people kill auditors. All of us were in CPP, we say, okay, auditors. Now you get the authority to prosecute those people, call them out. Why you kill the auditors for doing a work that they were appointed to do. You don't do that, but you come and play game. But at the end of the day, I remember. I don't know much about this audit report that is out, but I remember the GSC conducting an audit at the executive mansion where they said, I don't know, 3,000 plus workers at the executive mansion was, that name was not on the supplementary payroll or something like that, and that cost thousands and thousands of dollars. Colin Cry, they had to go to class to defend that for many days, but it is what it is. And I hope, for the 4 years, even today, the acting minister of state, he went for confirmation today at the House of Senate. They asked him about the $10 million US, mansion in FOIA. And he told the public that he didn't know about it. This man been acting, for several weeks. I think he was in the executive mansion too before even getting appointed to act in this position. But he's telling the Senate today that he knows nothing about the $10 million US mansion that is currently being, constructed in FOIA, the hometown of the president. He said he know nothing about it, and once it's confirmed, he will look for the fact. And I don't even know how possible is that. He will look for the fact and come out to the Senate and give the information. But this is what we have, Mr. Gayman. Very, very unfortunate. Yeah.
Honorable Pewee, hopefully you're not. The last time we heard you, I think you were so hungry you're eating the plate because we hear the noise. But let me go to Sarah. Sarah,
Mr. Gayman, I'm telling you, this is very disappointing.
The government, according to their own GSC, some of the people that we held in a very high esteem. It's Vamambos, what they the Vamambos. And this gentleman that came to LEC and everybody were hailing him. This guy, people say he was doing so well. He was so good. And this man is presiding over an entity. They don't look. We said this here, right, Mr. Nagbe? They say you can have the best system. If you don't have the data, you don't have to train people to do what they call data entry. You don't have anything.
Nothing.
So here, from agency to agency, the government is saying, the GAC is saying, you have nothing. Even you can build the best system in the world. You don't have the data. You have not collected data. Data has to be collected.
Right.
And then when you collect your data entry, people put it into the computer. That's how come it become electronic that everybody have access to it, but you don't have minutes. You don't have your rival rule of order. You don't have anything because you don't want any trace. So when the country say where the data, you say, oh, we don't have it yet, but we are putting something in place. This is Sarah. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to say.
Some of us may never be able to function in the country.
Yeah, I don't know what to say because it seems like people can be the best out there, but when they come home to serve the country, they become the worst. This is a man at LEC who they say he had this hell of a big profile. He's this, he's that, he's good, he's excellent. How can you run a system without documentation, without transparency, without accountability? Then who are you? You are nothing but a scammer or whatever the name is. Because if you are that good in the place you came from, they say he ran some organization, I don't know which NGO it was, and you have this kind of big profile, great profile, you come to serve your country, bring that with you. But you get there, even if people are doing the wrong thing, you are the head. You call the cards. You decide what's supposed to be done. If you want it to be done right, it will be done right. If somebody there is not doing it right, you take action. But I guess he just compromised as well as the other people because he's the head. And if you can't ensure that things are done properly the way it's supposed to be, he is part of the problem. I don't know what to say, Mr. Gilbert. Our country is just, we're going to continue to talk and talk and talk. I don't know who's going to ever hear us and do the right thing for our people, for the benefit of our country. It's just sad.
Mr. Nagbe, we're going from the failure of the finance ministry, NASCOR, LEC, to you name it. Now let's tie it all up, right? Let's go to how people are wondering how the United States come up with these things like Liberia is not safe. It's like how Liberia. This is the compilation of data.
Yeah.
There's something where we are. They call data mining.
Yeah.
That is, you go into the weed and you get it. But let me read this to you. It says U.S. report warns corruption basically still choking Liberia's investment potential, right? Why it says something else. It says Liberia's economic promise is being stifled by deeply entrenched corruption, a broken judicial system, poor infrastructure, bureaucratic inefficiency. We just talk about bureaucratic inefficiency. According to the 2025 Investment Climate Report released by the U.S. State Department, the report paints a dual portrait of Liberia, one of growing opportunities, potential to do something, key sectors like mining, agriculture, those areas that you can make money in. Those young folks prove it that yes, you can make money in those areas. And then another marred by systemic dysfunction and discourages serious investment in the republic. Corruption and bribery, a persistent obstacle in the development of the Republic of Liberia. The report points to endemic corruption as a major deterrent for investors. It indicates that unofficial payments are often expected before hosting meetings with senior government officials or for routine administrative tasks. Like you go for your passport, or you go for you to get those things, you got to give somebody something. This culture of bribery, it knows, had distorted fair competition and eroded trust in public institutions. Pewee, something has to be drastically done to change this narrative.
Agree. And again, I don't know, because something more than drastically done. But here's what I would push back to say about the system thing. I thought we graduated from the stage that we had everything with the LEC, because what I know about the LEC is that we brought some folks from outside. Saying that we have white management, white folks that are managing the Liberia Electricity Corporation, to know that they're doing things outside of procedural tenders in terms of there's no system whatsoever. It is now no reporting. This is totally unacceptable. What will you? Most of LEC own thing they engage with now, if they are punishing people that are bypassing the meter system, because those people don't want to follow the system, then you don't have system in your administrative structure. That's the irony. It's unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. But but this time, I don't know if the government will have to, or the GSC will now have to go back and recommence this system kind of an audit and see where we don't have system and we put system back in play. That would be the beginning of it. And then we then do a drastic overhaul of the system and restructure our system in terms of putting into place procedural mechanism. Our internal management control should be up to tax and follow the system moving forward. That would be important if we were to deploy that, because it is a serious problem for the country.
It is.
We cannot continuously sit aside and want to look and just criticize it from the outside without saying things to happen. And you're right. The report and most of these things, the U.S. government don't take. They are not part of the needy society to say they will go on water and find out what's happening.
I know, right?
They are not part of anything they say were part of the pro or some other secret society backing Lofa to say they will go and imagine and just get the thing. No. Everything the U.S. government is reporting in most of the report, the State Department report, the Human Rights report, this report, and those sanctions that will come, those reports are coming basically from us Liberians. Now, see the other report now you're seeing that's out, right? And then recent report coming up for accountability, that other report will be highlighted.
Of course.
So they collect the information on the basis of report coming from journalists, media institutions, and civil society groups, and then the news that do a verification of those information and the news that in a potential report. They will also use that potentially to reprimand certain government officials that require U.S. sanction. That's just the point. Now, the report in terms of the business climate report is saying to us that a lot of areas we have some serious problem. The business climate report is saying that area we have some serious problem. I say, and why would they go into a report? They're telling us there's low human development. Low human development. Then back to the same electricity thing. They say expensive and unreliable electricity.
It is not only expensive, but it's unreliable.
Yeah, expensive and unreliable.
Honorable Pewee, let's make this disclaimer. This is not bashing the government. We're talking about systemic things that have been going on for ages.
Yeah,
so
right. It doesn't start from this government.
This is not about Joseph Boakai. We're talking about systemic stuff.
It's in this government, and this new report in press, his administration are putting a lot of things in place also. Though the deal with them that they say poor road network. Poor. Lack of reliable internet access and another thing. Then, and the major thing the report is also saying that it's not good for us. They say corruption is too high.
Too high.
Public sector corruption. Public sector corruption. Then other than that, say top challenges for U.S. company. The warning that U.S. company top challenges. Yeah. Right? Challenge for U.S. companies investing in Liberia. Poor physical infrastructure.
No roads.
Low purchasing power of the population due to widespread poverty.
Yeah. So if you open your Louis Vuitton store, don't think somebody coming by. you got no try to buy.
Inconsistent and overlapping tax administration and policy. And it's true.
Yeah, everybody.
Inconsistent overlapping tax administration and policy. Then the final thing that would push any investor to want to pour money somewhere, the judicial system is weak.
Yeah.
We ought to, and I want to believe, Mr. President, if you're listening, I know your lieutenants, the way to engage some of these things is now to look at this recommendation of these findings, the challenges in this report, to see how, because the EU praise the government is putting some effort to change some of these things. But we have to be very intentional about this. Very intentional that we help move the country forward. The country cannot move forward. The battle sectors, the mining sector, and they are also even saying that we're restricting certain things just so Liberians that in some area they have some challenge on. Though it's not a wrong thing to do, but again, the Liberian not capacity to do these things. And if the Liberian cannot do it, we say, okay, we're going to the brain can do it, or only person of Ningo can do this or that. It's also in the report. So we have to be a little concerted in terms of how we want to move the country forward. And that, listen, we're going to be in the same thing. This generation will come and go. Our children will come and see in the same quagmire will be around.
Tell me about it.
And then it'll be a serious situation. It's a problem for the country.
It's a problem.
Poor infrastructure.
Sarah, the GSC, like here, the State Department is saying the government vision versus the ground realities, right? It said in 2025, President Joseph Yuma Boyka's administration launched the arrest agenda for inclusive development of 5-year roadmap targeting agriculture, roads, and the whole 9 yards. But what the reality on the ground is, these like I would say, you know, we are not lacking when it comes to writing great papers and great speeches, right?
Right.
Like on a Pewee was saying, you bring in a consultant, and they read you a policy manual. They read you all the beautiful roadmap, and it's there. But for that to work, you have to tell Pewee when he comes, what did we discuss last week in our last meeting? Where is the agenda for the last meeting? He should be able to say, we met last week at this time, meeting began at 6 o'clock. The chairperson called this meeting to order. These are the things discussed. This is what was accomplished. This was new business. This was old business. Then you take that information and input it into the computer, and it becomes part of your data archive. These people don't take minutes. They don't write anything down. There is no agenda. There's no Robert rule of order. So when they want to spend money, they just pick up the phone and say, send 5 million here, send 3. So Sarah, there is no way. It's not that they don't know it. They know the right thing is there, but they know they don't want to follow it because they will be caught. So
Mr. Gayman, you're making the thing look too bad now.
But I'm not saying here right here.
I think they do have some form of minutes.
Listen,
you can tell me the people who go to meeting a big corporation and that they will not have minutes or they will not take down stuff. I think, you know.
But let's see. Let me read it verbatim. It said no evidence of board meetings or bylaws. This is the GSC report, not me. It said auditor reported that between July 2018, there were no evidence of any board meetings being held.
Wow.
No minutes of meeting were not provided, and there were no proof of established committees.
Are you kidding me?
Session, they don't have an audit committee, they don't have a risk management committee, they don't have a nomination committee or remuneration committee. Structure that are critical to transparency and governmental oversight is lacking.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and the thing is, these people get this information from our own people. And when they go in there, they investigate, the LSCC do what they have to do. You know, they don't get this documentation straightened up. And my frustration here is some of the people that we really hail, we hail them. Oh, they say this man is good. His profile is great. He coming from this place. He's coming from that place. He handled this other organization so well. So what happened now when you get to your country to serve your people? What do? Do you leave those skills behind? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. This is where you should prove your skills. This is where you should serve your country. This is where you should have things done the way it's supposed to be done. But then because of corruption, I see why some people get so excited when they get big job in Liberia, because these are some of the things they do. There's no accountability. Nobody cares.
A caller on the line. Your name and where you calling from?
Mr. Gayman, this is Melody from New Jersey.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say something because Brother Pewee was saying something about the corruption system, and he was making a appeal to President Boyka to take certain action. How can Brother Pewee appeal to President Boyka to take action on corrupt people when President Boyka himself was disgraced
We're not getting him.
Boyka was fired by Samuel Doe in 1986 for the Ministry of Agriculture and replaced him with Scott Blozoto away from Nima County, who remained there until the 1990 war came. During the war, he was with demonstrators, even government Moravia. So you fire him from LPRC from managing director. The guy is elected. He was in a transition period before stepping a foot into the presidency. Not even being inaugurated. He uses incoming Minister of State to co-head the security director and people are just been talking about. To get the people retire money. These are money that working people are paying, setting it aside when they retire, they live on it. They took $500,000 from there and used it. What has come out of it? Was that money for them, the government? In this country, in the United States, what we did? Can the president walk into, before even walking into the White House, take our social security money in the country, or even when they stay there in the White House, can they use our social security money? And you think Doga is the man, free, corruption-free, that can fight corruption? He's the one giving all of us to the world. He's the one. And when the president connected to him, he doesn't take action. When somebody wouldn't connected to him, he takes action. He's elected justice in Nigeria. You know that representative who was indicted by Fofana, that they have been trying against her? That they have been trying against her? But in the country, we have stick to the power, we have stick to power. They will have based on nationalism and tribalism. But that doesn't work to fight corruption in Nigeria. And the thing you guys are discussing is fact. That's systematic corruption. But have been part of all the system. But have been part of all the system. Can he fight corruption in Nigeria? He cannot. Thank you.
Well, we are talking. Listen, this is the frustration that Pewee is expressing. That what I'm expressing, that's what everybody is expressing. This can go all the way back. You remember when we were talking about the coup, right? When they set up the Brunel Commission, I think Pewee and Victor, Sarah, I don't know if you were in Liberia at the time, but they deliberately decided to do like a systemic audit, but they wanted to start from 1979. And another group said, but if we're going to fight the reason that this society is this bad, we shouldn't start from 1979. We might well just go all the way back. And they said, no, it's too far. Let's start from 79. So what we are talking about here is, like the American man said, when the foundation is crooked, the elevation has to be crooked.
Yep.
From administration to administration until we can do like we agree, until something drastic happens. We took out Ellen, we put we put Waka leave, the next person come. If the system is like this, I don't care who we have there. I mean, I'm trying to be pessimistic, but people go there, I don't care. Until something drastic happens, we just taking people, pushing people, but it's like a maze, right? You go in circle, that foundation, you just go in there and that's it. Something has to happen.
Absolutely, something will have to happen, and something will have to happen from the. Listen, Mr. Yato, I hope I got the name right.
Yadolo.
Oh, Mr.
Frustrated too, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Yadolo. Let me say this to you, quite frankly, that listen, what are you saying? Now the man, you saw all those things that Abraham voted him the president. So for anyone to fight corruption in the country is the president. That's why I call. That part of the reason I'm calling on him. The president is the head of the head of states of the country, and he got the power to appoint all these people we now pushing here in terms of our discussion for today. Article 54 of the Constitution of the country, Mr. Yadolo. Let me remind you, if you guys saw you getting a little tense, I do understand, but Article 54 of the Constitution says that the president got the power to appoint all of our ministers, deputy ministers, ambassador, director general, and other things. And 56 says,
well, why have you issue with Yadolo?
No, I'm not having issue with him. I'm just telling him that he said I was saying that the man should fight corruption. The reason why I call on him is that he's the only person that can do it. And that's part of what you're saying, that he's the only person. That's what I'm trying to say.
He been the head.
My reason is that he's the head of state of the republic.
Right.
He got the constitutional power of the country.
Right.
So we may not like him. We did not vote for him. I didn't vote for him. We didn't like that he was elected president. But one thing we all will have to do is to respect him as our president. And if there should be anybody to call on, we can call on anybody to fight corruption, Chief. So that was my reason of calling on him, that Mr. President, if you're listening, or what any of your lieutenants should also engage in this issue about ensuring, because it's the president who wants to fight corruption, Mr. Yadolo, he will. That's the only person that can move the needle in that country.
If I may interrupt you for a second, Mr. Yadolo's point was that the president himself is corrupt. That's why he was fired from what job he had before. That was his point. So, according to Mr. Yadolo, the president himself cannot fight corruption because he's been fired for corruption before.
And yeah, that's one of the, and that's the reason why I'm pushing against. I'm saying no. They agree he was fired for corruption. Then everyone voted for him.
Right.
So he's the only person that will call on to fight this corruption. But if he does not fight the corruption, whatever we see will highlight it. And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Now, I got his point. I got his frustration. Right? But the point, therefore, moving forward is that we can do nothing now. We can call anybody.
Right.
We can call anybody. Other than that, then we'll start calling on the very people that are corrupt to something. But no, they didn't appoint themselves. He appointed them.
Right. The boss.
You got them, tell them that you do your grandchildren, if they were to go wrong, or your children, your grandchildren, if they are pushing something going against the rule you set up for your grandkids, you see, then you discipline them, right? Do you expect us to take another person from the area and say, oh, Mr. Yaduro, your grandchildren making mistakes, do they know? Even at that, or let me put it this way. Let's say this father is not a proper father. He has not been a good father figure to his children. Does not negate the fact that he would not, so sometimes when you even play the role of refer to the father.
The child still bears his name.
Yes, he's the president of the country. So that's one of the reasons why I'm saying this. And two, the Constitution gave him a lot of power to fight this thing of corruption, because he appointed these people. If they are corrupt, I understand in the first one, but I hope if it continues this way, then 2029 will move to change. And I believe that, yes, he's not going to be president moving forward, 2029, of that conviction. I'm seriously convinced that there'll be some change of leadership in the country. And I will hope that, one, I believe he has not done a good job for 2 years now. I don't know it's going to change in the middle, year 3. I don't know. I'm not sure. And one of the reasons why
would that be hopeful?
Yeah, one of the reasons why I didn't vote for him in 2023, and I wouldn't vote for him moving forward, because 2029 he's going to be 85, 86 years old. Thereabout. No, I'm not going to make that mistake. I would want to be calling my uncle, our grand uncle, go visit with him and say, Uncle, we retire. I'll carry your power to him and do that. If we let Mr. Bwaka at that age 85, trust me, we'll open room for terrible individual behind the same to rule the country.
Our nurse in waiting just called me that we've been on over 2 hours. So Pewee, you need to put your phone, your stuff, and walk around. She says, so you gotta call your camera off and walk around. Sarah, she said you've been here 2 hours too, so you gotta go walk around. I just did my walking around. So
I hope you didn't swallow small food.
No, not yet.
They may wait behind the seat to swallow. He wants to walk around.
I see the way you talking about the walking around.
I
see the way.
I brought the ice water and so that I have pepper and to cool down.
I see the way they.
Pewee, you are so smart. That man want to drink swallow a football GB.
Look, you know how I know this? The way he's talking, right? When you come and do some quick eating, then the esophagus is rumbling there. You put it on the
talking about you went to walk around.
Guys, you gotta stand up. You gotta stand up and walk around a little bit.
Stop quiet, man.
Sarah, you've been sitting over 2 hours. You gotta walk around a little bit.
I walked around earlier before I came on the show.
Myself, I come go walk around. That's gonna be some of you, and I come go walk around.
Yeah, but Honorable Nagbe, this is people. I don't know if for those of us who like me, I'm doing farming and doing all that stuff. I'm gonna do it to keep the people and my family so they can get a job and other things to do. But the place it's discouraging when you hear something like this, and you're talking to folks who go to Liberia, open businesses, and but I will tell you this, Honorable Nagbe, last February I was at the Royal Hotel. We're having lunch, and we had the Swedish the honor secretary, someone assistant something for the ambassador was there, the U.S. ambassador, I think somebody from Norway, and we're just talking, and I asked them whether how, because one of them had the title of investment expert, international investment. So I asked him, I said, what our investment looks like. He looked me in the face and said, Mr. Gayman, I, for one, I would never recommend any corporation coming to Liberia. He says, because according to our data, it is at the highest risk. So we tell them, if you want to take risk on your own, you can do that. But for us to recommend, we can't do that. And guess what? Right after the man said that, when I got here, what happened? The Chinese man and the guy at the Port Authority there, you saw what was going on?
Yep.
Because he did not go through the proper channel. He decided to go form partnership with the guy, and the man made sure, took his money, and then made them beat the Chinese man and try to deport him overnight.
Can you imagine that?
That's what they call high risk. This is why they will tell you, you cannot be recommended to bring money into the country. To the detriment of this government, they're trying to bring back the Iboma loan that they saw, they thought it was illegal. It shouldn't happen. They beat George Weah to death on this one, and now they're bringing it back. Sarah, I don't know what to say, but you need to take
I'm sitting here thinking some of the things that were said during the campaign. Mike Jabate, I'm pretty sure he's very, very disappointed in his own government right now, because he ran a campaign in Kinjal, telling the people, you vote for the government, you vote for the government because the international community doesn't want to work with drug. We are the reason why the investors are not coming in the country. You vote for this government, the investors will be here, the people will be here, you will get jobs, Joseph Baka will bring plenty of jobs in the country. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sure. My Jabate, if you're hearing me, I know you are very disappointed in your government. Zero. Until accountability, transparency, eradication of corruption, all of those things can happen, nobody's going to be interested in coming to our country.
I found this on the web.
Nobody's going to be interested in coming to our country. So those lies were just to come to power. Now this is the time to do something.
But Sarah, you got to give Myean Jabate credit. Now, last week, I think everybody saw, maybe Honorable Pewee saw him too. He was going around the city, and he was.
I saw that.
He was showing the filth, and he says, "This is not what we brought this government. The government is in President Joseph. Why you need to do firing in mass? The incompetence is too much. This is worse than we made it. We have to do it." So you got to give him credit.
I mean, I gave it to him. I definitely gave it to him. I don't know whether something was done about it, because I saw another post from another rescue soldier or foot soldier who was saying the president, the pro tem, somebody, all of them need to go around and see how filthy and stink the city is. So I don't know, maybe the Lord Mayor is challenged with his budget or whatever the case is, that he's not doing or they're not doing what they're supposed to do in order to clean the city. But I'm talking about jobs, Mr. Gilman. This man was so emphatic. He was all over the place, telling these people, promising them, y'all vote for this government. Jobs will come. The NGO will be plenty here like this. Y'all will get joy. Where are we today? Until these things can be, I mean, you can say what you want to say, but when these things are not put in place, nobody's going to want to come to our country. So this is a disappointment. It is a disappointment for the honorable man himself and for the president, I'm sure.
Before we today is Johnny's birthday. Sylvester, your uncle was going to get you today, his birthday. You didn't wish him. You didn't say his birthday greeting. Go ahead. We got to start with you before we go any further.
Yeah. I got a big bowl, very big bowl of rice for my nephew, because he should bring the pound one. I should create, but I want to say a very happy and blissful, very blissful birthday.
Yeah.
for Johnny and
you know he looks just like his mom. I saw that picture. I was like, you guys are twins. He looks like his mother.
I want to wish him all the best on the occasion of his birthday, and hope that he. I don't know because Johnny let his black battle. I know he took some very powerful black battle, but I can.
My man, don't bring the family business outside.
I said black battle.
Leave the team behind the scene.
But
Victor, their uncle gonna come to his nephew here when they get in the corner somewhere.
A small cookie here. You'll do that. That's what my dad used to do to us.
They will meet in Lawala Zoo, and that way
so it's Lawala Zoo, not
Lawala Zoo.
Yeah, Lawala Zoo.
But let me say this quickly, right? I mean,
before you go anywhere, you gotta say happy birthday to
yes. Happy birthday to Johnny. I know he's still learning the Bandi.
No, Johnny, today your birthday. You're not coming here today. You try to enter go.
You say small thing for black battle.
You're not so kind. There we will celebrate you.
We said a small black battle.
Yeah.
We're
happy you completed and then
that's why they made it back. You know the man.
The man, you were with mommy talking today.
No man, happy sweet 16. It's good to see you turning 16.
That's right.
God bless you. You know, you completed another 360. Looking forward to more successful birthday. But happy birthday and thanks to your mom. Like Sarah said, you two really do. You know, your mama's son. You look like her.
They can't lie on you that your man there.
No, not your man there. No lying business.
Sarah, happy birthday. You want to say happy birthday?
Happy birthday to you, Johnny. I was so glad when I saw you and your mom picture. You guys look so alike. Happy birthday. I wish you many more years to come. And I know you had a blast with your mom because moms are so special. They know how to treat us. Yeah, so.
Now, while Johnny is gathering himself, I know you'll respond. Let me just say this, right? Governance is hard, but you got to be smart, right? And look, for instance, this morning I posted something on my page. The Ghanaian government, they were able to hook up into the city government of New York, not just the state of New York, just the city of New York, right? The police department of the city of New York is now getting ready to collaborate with the Ghanaian government, where they will place their personnel at both stations. The New Yorkers are going to send personnel into Ghana, and Ghana is going to send personnel into New York City, so that the team was saying they were very gratified. They saw real life technological deployment. How the New Yorkers are using technology. Now you know New York is on the cutting edge of technology, right? Of everything. So our government in Monrovia, look, instead of coming to the whole U.S. government, you can go to the government of San Francisco. I think it's the 7th or 5th largest economy in the whole world. Somebody said that this state, they got big economy, they can do big things. You don't need to go to Donald Trump to get what you want out of the U.S. government. You can do, you can collaborate with these cities. You can come to New York. The Port of New York, the business that the Port of New York does. Port of New York and New Jersey, Port of Philadelphia. These cities have enormous resources. You go to some of these cities and you can strike a collaboration, and before you know it, they can help you in so many ways. Right now, that we were saying the way we are still being behind in technology. Some of the stuff, these people that after 2-3 years, they're ready to discard the stuff and move on to something new. That is something you can use. Our border points, Jerome, I think you talk about all the time. I think it is something border points or border crossing. You can use drone to man these border crossings. You don't need to have men standing at the border every border point. People have the drones. They have so much here that they could offer. Again, like I said, governance, you got to be smart. It's not about, it's not about, I don't know how people perfect or more. It's not about strength. You got to be smart and you got to be surgical. You got to be intentional. There is a lot of ways you can get help. But look, since this government came in almost 2 years now, when they get out, they take their whole bunch of people, they go over here, the culture troop perform, You know, they put pat them on the back, they have a good laugh, they come home, nothing. They get out, they go so, you know, they charter the flight, they come here, they sit down here, they come back, nothing. So if that is not working, then change your strategy. Maybe someone should tell you the way you're doing it, maybe that is not a way to do it. And again, congratulations to Minister Beslow. We said that here a couple of days ago. At least that's one bright spot. I think she was able to finally, you know, break into the USA Department, had a meeting with Marco Rubio. Hopefully something will come of it. But that's the kind of penetration that we're looking for. You don't got to go to the White House. You got to see Donald Trump. There are a lot of ways you can get where you want. Go and see these small states. You know, these states, some of these states, they are government of their own. Some of these states, their economies are bigger than, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 countries in Africa. This small state of New Jersey. Huh? The budget here, I think, is like $30-something billion. The state of New Jersey budget, I think, like 34 or something like that. You know, small state like this. So you go to the little states, you don't need a lot to kickstart the government. You know, I'm sorry for being long-winded. Happy birthday, Johnny. I'll pass the floor on to you. It's good to have you.
Okay, guys. Johnny, on behalf of the closing argument, I think Pewee, one of the administrators here, have also said it.
But why is it is Johnny's birthday and Pewee is the one eating? How does that work? How does that
you know, that nephew cousin that he will eat a food and rub it all right in mouth. When Omar can say Johnny eat today, say, but look at him, man. I want to eat. Look at so all right, man. I know Johnny hungry. That's what Pewee gonna do. But Pewee
eating and then Johnny drinking water.
Listen, Pewee gonna take care of his towagi. Every 2 hours we have to walk. But Johnny, thank you very much for coming on your birthday. You could have been over at where they play. We like to go. They play there on the bypass of the old near the Chinese embassy. How they call it? Where the guys, the most popular club now on Fridays.
Overpass. That what they call it?
No, they call the place. How they call the place where Peabody was? Calabash. You could have been to Calabash, enjoying yourself, but you came on. So we want to thank you. We want to wish you a happy birthday, man. Many more years to come.
Yeah, somebody was asking in the chat, how did the people know what hotel Pewee were in when they went to follow him? He didn't answer that one. Not Peabody.
They got drone. Thank you very much, Johnny. Johnny, welcome.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Mr. Gayman. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So thank you, Mr. Gayman. I gotta ask you, I joined you guys earlier, but again, you know, like you guys are saying, I really appreciate all of the good, great comments, great appreciation, and you know, all of the appreciation of my birthday. And normally I have a tradition personally, and I believe that my parents are the one that normally celebrate on my birthday. So since my father passed this year and my mother is around, so normally I will go to both of them. We have time together, tell me some stories about life and all of that things. So today, after work, I went to my mother by 6. I stayed with her up to 9. And then on my way home, I have a brother who also works with UN in Sudan. He's back on vacation. And then he took me out somewhere on the boulevard in Pinsday, Boulevard. And in fact, he thought that I would have stayed all night. I said, no, I will go away tomorrow. And I told him, I have an obligation now. I'm almost like, you know, like I must appear on the closing argument. So I don't want to stay out. I have to attend. So I know I left him out. He's on his way, having some fun time with him and other brothers, but I had to come home and make sure I join the closing argument. But let me say to Mr. Gilman, my brother Victor from the Southeast, Pewee, my own uncle from Yela, my sister Sarah, and Mr. How you call it? Seleke, everybody in the chat room. I appreciate all your comments. We are brothers, we are family. And the closing argument has just developed a new family in my life. I mean, everywhere I go, I make friends, I make family. That's part of our argument we can have on other issues. I see all of you guys now as part of my life. No matter what, until death do us part, we are all brothers and sisters. You know, moving forward, that's the training I got from my grandparents growing up in Lofa. So that's it. And so it's good. I have a good time with my mother. I gave her the gift, you know, I had to give her, and she offered her prayer and everything. And now that you know, one joke, one time I want to go buy something in the store on Camp Johnson Road. And the store people look at the old man, look at me. But man, tell her sister, to buy the thing. I said, look at me. Look at me. I tell your sister, my mom is going to tell your sister, you
Yeah,
know.
look alike.
No, very alike. Very alike. We have similar voice. And today I went to her. She is a former police officer. She served 20 plus years in the police. She served as an investigator. So I was discussing this thing with her with the rape issue. She said, Kenya, I won't talk too much.
That's
She
right.
said, she said, I heard you on the radio all day. You were speaking to the policeman. I said, okay, I know, And I asked her, well, Mama, you used to be on a child quarter before. The kind of issues that we're talking about, the case with the youth in school and the case with the guy from the agriculture ministry, what do you think? She said, Johnny, the thing is gone already. They put all this for the case, so let's just leave it. I can't talk plenty. I said, okay, thank you, Mama. She started right there. But anyway, like I just want to make a point on what my brother Nagbe was saying about governance and the way we are moving. Look, brother Gayman and everybody, as a leader, when you are contesting for a position, in my view, in my view now, that means you see a problem that you want to address. That's why you want to be head for a group or for an organization. That there's a problem here that is not being solved, and if we solve it, the organization will move forward. So in this view, I'm thinking that all those who contested for the presidency in the last election, 2023, they identified problems that Liberia had and had to solve. So my question right now is, what is or what was the problem that the UP identified as Liberia's problem that they are addressing now, and how are they addressing it? So I heard my brother saying, oh, go to this state, that is. It's true. But, if you don't have a deliberate and intentional agenda and know how to address it, you will always be like trying to do something. And last time we talked about finding your bearing. And like in geography, when you're using compass, when you're doing map reading, other thing, then you're traveling from Monrovia to Buchanan, or you're going to Wakatan. You got the GPS is with you here. Set your bearing, I will direct you to where you're going. I realized that my current government has not identified the bearing that they have that will guide them into what they want to achieve. And once you don't have a bearing, you'll be going head to scatter. If you know where man, the 6 years are all gone. Now you have 6 years. Put your 6 years into 3 phases in my view. Phase 1, 2 years. Phase 2, 2 years. Phase 3, 2 years. And obviously the last phase of 2 years, that's political season if you want to recontest and win the election. So your actual years of work that will promote you to win the election in phase 3, which is the last 2 years, depends on the foundation you build in phase 1, the 2 years, and then what you achieve in phase 2, the second 2 years, and that will now promote you to win your election in what you do in phase 2. Normally, phase 3 is election year, campaign year, 2028, 2029. You will not expect the government to be doing anything that the government will not, except something comes up a problem from somewhere. But if the foundation is now set in 2024, 2025, 26, 27, that we build things that we see happening, then we have a problem. And I want to advise our people in government. We have to first do what we call asset mapping. What do we have as Liberia, as a country, to our advantage first? Before even looking for help from California, New York, New Jersey, whatever. Because if you do asset mapping, you know what you got for yourself, then you know how to negotiate and bargain with organizations, institutions, or business people, all kinds of things. You don't do that. But if you don't do that, then how will you be able to go ask for help? For example, you are a family man. Your family has, you don't know where your family wants. Where your parents left behind, you know. You're passing. Maybe you already been in here in your life. You don't even know that you already been in here. So you're begging for $5 when you already got $200 in your hand. So my view is, let's know what we have as Liberia. How are we going to manage our resource mobilization, our revenue collection? And what you're doing very well at the revenue entity. Trying his best to generate necessary revenue we need to build Liberia. But how are we expanding on these finances that the Wajala is raising from the revenue department? How we spend the money on what cost? We have Tomalin been built since how many years? Since in the 60s or 70s were built in Cinco. How many public schools do we have in Cinco now? Population have grown in Synchro. If Tommy has stayed the same, doesn't have the capacity to absorb young people that parents do not have the means to send them to private school, Don Bosco, or SD other schools. So why are we thinking about Synchro? For example, we have Tommy High building Synchro since in the 60s, I think. Maybe Mr. Nagbe can confirm you were in Tommy High when it was built, right? And the same school is still there, the same classroom, the same space. But population is increasing. So the population that we have will be Tommy High is not what we have right now. So are we thinking about building new public high school in Synchro to accommodate the young people that their parents don't have the means to the private school that are expensive? For example, we had D2 in Nukuta. Nukuta has growing population more than what it was when D2 was built. What are we thinking about doing about D2? Boswell High School, Jamaica Road. You understand? What is the population on Jamaica Road of Boswell? Population of young people there, go to school. What are we doing about building Liberia? So this comes to the point where we say nation building. When it's considered nation building, that should be the priority of any leadership of the country. Nation building include education, health, primarily education and health. If you are educated, they have good health, you will achieve all the other things you want to achieve. So I want to just use this platform this time to those who are listening to us, whether in government or not in government. Let's see Liberia as an entity that needs to make progress. It's not just of our individual benefit. Individually, we always enjoy once the majority is in good condition. But the majority have nothing like sociology. They say if you are living in the land that has many people that don't have, and the few that have, the few that they have are in danger. And so Mr. Gayman will confirm that that's a theory in sociology. They have to do with economic social theory. The country has too many people that don't have. And those that have, they are small. So they are the ones that are going to the burden. If you want to make the country be safe for you to have, create an opportunity where they don't have to be reduced, but they have a means of getting income and support for their family. So that's my thought I brought. There's my view on my birthday to share with Liberian people. Let's make Liberia a better place. We have all the opportunity to make Liberia better. You have a country like Rwanda that's landlocked. Country like Rwanda landlocked, and they have challenges in construction and development. Their whole city of Kigali is all hills. You know what I mean? To build water system, sewage line, and energy line all around on hills and all around the place. Even to build roads. Look at Monrovia, flat land. Flat land. How is it hard that like in Monrovia we still have challenge with water supply? That's my home. We've gone 3 weeks now. 3 weeks no water. Every morning I'm looking for water all around the neighborhood in hand pumps and things. I can't build water tower, I pay 10 and link it to water and sewer, hoping the water and sewer will be regular than what it was before. Today we've gone 3 weeks, families looking for water all around. In this morning day in Liberia, in the morning people crossing the street of Thingsville, the street of Broad Street, the street of Congo Town, crossing road back and forth, putting water on their hair in containers. Where are we in the 21st century? How are we thinking? How are we making use of technology to improve our services to people like Liberia? So we have to think better than what we are doing. We will try to reduce our income as government officials, as public corporation people. Like I always say, no one in Liberian government, whether minister or director or whatever, should make more than $5,000 US. And even if you make that amount, you don't need car from government, you don't need scratch card from government, you don't need fee from government, you don't need anything from government. That amount should take care of you until we have schools and hospitals that are there to serve Liberian people. People are giving birth every day. What do we have to turn over to the unborn generation that are coming today? Give them the same that we got today with mosquitoes, with dead all around, with poor water system, poor sanitation, poor education, poor health system. I was at JFK 2 days ago. A colleague of mine had a problem at JFK. I want to go see what they're going through. At JFK, if you don't have a contact person there, it will take you almost a week before somebody treat you or look up to you. How are we going through that? How are we going through that? What are we doing with JFK? So we should be trying to try now to say, look, I want to even ask question argument to pull on a GoFundMe for JFK, for example. Let's pull a fundraiser. JFK need to be upgraded to be the number 1 hospital in the South region. Let the people from everywhere in Liberia come to the hospital to be treated and feel that the country is serving them. To encourage patriotism, people can first know that they are served by the country. Those countries go to post, oh, I'm a patriotic person. It's because the state has served them, they have given them what they need to know that they are citizens of the country. But every day you pay tax, you do this. Only you they ask to do this, but what are you doing for us? And the state is the duty bearer. The state is the duty bearer. So what are they doing for us? We need to do more than this. And we need to hold up where accountable. But imagine in Madagascar, they ran their president out of the country because of water and energy.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Water and energy, two things that they have shortage of in the city for a period of time. And citizens said, no, there's too much, can't take it. And the president had to leave the office. When will we rise?
Yeah, another country, just what you said.
Well, right now we're celebrating painting office building, right? We declare.
Imagine, but let me
the post standard. What happened? The thing is, I was so low in like they know what Mother can always say. He said Liberia is behind those that are behind. What I said that one always say, Johnny, Liberia is behind those that are behind. We are behind Cote d'Ivoire. We are behind Ghana. And Ghana is behind. Cote d'Ivoire is behind. Imagine that, right?
Johnny, simply put, we are not in front of anybody. Even Sierra Leone is in front of us.
Yeah, but what are we doing?
Okay, guys. Let me. Martin wrote this, and it's good for us to end on this. He says, "This is what 103 lawmakers are making for the fiscal year. $23.9 million just in salary 2024-25 fiscal year. So the U.S. 200 on the average, each of them pocketing a whopping $232,186 a year, while tens of thousands of young people who do not have jobs, thousands of them are entrapped by drug trafficking. As such, $23.9 million is not enough for the 103 people who are only privileged to serve. Here is the insult. In this brief analysis, he highlighted how much they are making for salary for the 103 lawmakers, $12,378,000. Fiscal year 2025, $11.5 million. Subtotal for 2025, $23,915,000. Subcommittees for hearings, just imagine beyond the salary for hearings. They are getting $17,885,000. $17,185,000. That's for hearing alone. To just go to hearing. Fiscal year, they're getting $4.5 million. Subtotal $21,670,000. That's for just committee hearings. For vehicles, they get $3,914,999. Subtotal $4,399,999 for vehicles. Constituency visit. Just imagine a constituency visit. They are getting $369,100. Subtotal $776,665 for this is a constituency visit. Fuel for their vehicles. 2024, they are getting $4.6 million for their fuel. You add it to what they're getting for this year, the subtotal is $9,427,000 for fuel. Then they got an extra category, fuel for generators. Mr. Nagbe, listen to the fuel for generators. $199,100.
Oh man, today that Johnny's birthday, let leave the darkness. That kind of laugh, because making Johnny depressed.
That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous.
I'm looking at the budget for fuel, not fuel, just for the generator fuel. $317,484.
And that's different from the gas slip and thing.
Different from this is for just for then. meeting for public accounting committee. That's a whole different committee.
Mr. Gayman, this is not new. This has been up from more than 3 years ago. This
Yeah.
is been captured in the budget. This is not new.
And look, that's why the GSC, that's why the GSC report of it is a recurring theme, right?
Yeah,
but then, so let me ask you, Gayman, from what you just read, if it is true, because I mean, what you are reading is what this young man analyzed from the budget. And I don't know if we would like to ask our fellow panelists that have the skill in budget analysis and things to do the same thing, so that when we speak our closing argument on the matter, we can speak from the point of informed position, not just relying on Martin Colley's analysis, right? But if, for the sake of the argument, right, for the sake of the argument, if what Martin Colley is saying is why it's true, how can such kind of budget rescue Liberia?
But Nyankwe Zeze was here. Nyankwe Zeze is not a politician, even though he's a straightforward person. He's a professional CPA for the city of New York, retired. He's gone home, and he's working with the Gongloe party. How they call that, LPP or LPP? Yeah?
LPP, yeah.
He was here. He delivered all this and our loan and everything from the World Bank. He gave us all this. So this is what Martin Colley is listing here. These are all like Pewee said, they've been around, okay? But he just flagged it today because of the 24-25 budget. But just imagine accounting committee meeting. How is this possible?
So these are things, you know, if you were to go through the budget, and one of John Modu did. John Modu started this when he was Auditor General. He normally focused on doing analysis of the budget, and that's why blew the country off in 2007 when the whole country went out. And he had it was not that particular conversation was not intended actually for the price, but he was having a conversation with the price of Palm Spring. And then he even said this government is 3 times that had the whole 3 times corrupt.
Oh yeah, three times more corrupt than the charter.
Yeah, than the Judy Bryan administrations, and that blew anything up. It took all the only I got red. She got terrible, mad about that.
Fire him right away.
She felt that she didn't fire him then. She felt that it tilted on her reputation, if you will. So, but he did a lot of analysis on it. But if you were to sit and look into the budget and then see the year, because it's reflected in the budget that is passed and signed to law, the amount going to lawmakers, each lawmaker, if you put all of them together, that will reflect. I haven't seen his analysis, but he
printed a budget page. Right.
Yeah, so it's the budget, Johnny. It's not something like we have to. Yeah, it's just so yourself again. Go back to the 2025 budget this year or turn it backward, and you see most of those. These are recurring things. It's time to time unfolding, and even for the PAC, and you saw a debate that came out loud about the PAC when Senator Nuko and Representative they had some issue about the PAC. The PAC itself. The period over from this period to that, from 2018 to now, that period, the PAC used close to $7 million in public hearings and other things. So if you were to go through all those things, these are serious money and money that is allotted to, because in the budget for lawmaker, you have vehicle. And the vehicle is not every year, but in the particular budget, like the last budget, when they purchase vehicle for each of them, it's $45,000. Multiply the 45,000 per the number of lawmakers is there, 45,000. And the guys from lawmakers that what they did, some of them got money, they get money other ways, so they will amend that 45,000 to 100,000. Some of them got vehicle that they bought 100,000, but it's 45. So if you were to multiply $45,000, 45,000
times 103
times 103. So you're going to $4,635,000.
That's it right here. That's why it says here.
So that's right. So you don't need, you don't have to be an accountant. You don't have to work in the senior journey, or someone would know that. So you go in the budget. The line item is there. Vehicle for 103 lawmakers. Then the line item is saying, then they say quantity, 103. Then the amount is there. 45,000 per unit. You multiply that per the number that you have. It will get you $4,635,000. Just like you know. Then you go back in the same budget. They got something called fuel and lubrication for lawmakers. Each lawmaker is supposed to receive, and I'm saying this way, receive an amount of maybe $3,000 every month for fuel and lubrication. You multiply that by that, you're going to see a reflect. Then they got something they call local constituency transportation.
That's right.
They got something in the budget also. They got so a lot of things that you got to go.
No wonder why.
Then they got entertainment.
They got
entertainment for them.
Yeah, they got 2 lines for fuel. Fuel for vehicle and fuel for generators.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So the fuel and lubrication there, they will cover all those lines. So then they got something for communication. They got trash car, local, and yes. That's what. So basically, Johnny, if honestly, the country does not, there will have to be a need of what we call radical reform of our budgeting system.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's time we sat with Nyenwolo and he did some analysis. We went to the GSC and other things. He would say the country can move on if we close that gap and push the money in other service delivery area.
Yeah.
Now, why would you think that a Myean hospital sometimes cannot even have good malaria drugs? The last time when I was in during the labor survey in 2010 in Lofa, I was assigned in the Vonderman, Foya, and Kolaun district. That's a part of the bureau we were deployed, the labor survey. I came down with high fever, first fever malaria in Vonderman. When I went to the Myean hospital, that Queenie was talking to me, Queenie. They say, I'm listening, Queenie. Queenie. Well, to hit up. So if you understand that time, and that time was doing work. After that time, the Myean also started doing work because the Swedish International Development Fund, I don't know if they already started sponsoring the hospital. They did a renovation of the hospital. Nice. If you enter in Vonderman, it's it. The hospital was born in Lofa, Zozo, the current hospital in Zozo. That hospital used to be one of the best before the war because it was supported by the Lutheran Fund in this country, the Lutheran. The current Lutheran hospital is also, but the Civil War devastated the hospital. They tried to put the hospital back. Why can't we direct most of the money in those areas and close some the gap about benefit and other things? I mean, but a lot of benefit for those guys.
But this is what Trump is saying. We cannot be sponsoring your hospital, your school, and then your own money that you cultivated, you eating it. That's what they're doing here. That's what they're saying. If you can't use your own money, I mean, can you imagine one of the best hospitals in Zozo? If the government know that the Lutheran have brought it up to that level, and the Lutheran, because of the war, the Lutheran, they are not able to do it for Reda. You think the government will say, you know what, we have to take over now. Thank you for how far you brought us. We're going to pick up the gap. No, they let it go down to zero and wait for the Lutheran to come back.
The current hospital, the current Lutheran hospital.
Something radical has to be.
I was born out, and secondly, that hospital also saved me. In 1992, I was seriously sick. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. 92, imagine during the Second War, because the Lutheran Fund was still rolling. He used to have, I don't know where is he now, Dr. Conway. So medical doctor used to call Dr. Conway. Very good.
Yes, very good.
In 92, I can still remember. He told my mother if I'm not going in a day before, because if you were almost entering I was just shocking, doing things. I was made that.
You have cerebral malaria. You have cerebral malaria.
Yeah. Dr. Conway was one of the medical doctors then. They had Dr. Conway, and one of those at the train. I think they seen Lutheran system train. Dr. Conway deployed. He was a resident doctor there. Dr. Conway, a lot of the other doctors, they had a few white doctors at the same time. Even during the war, they were still deployed. But again, when the first phase of the war, that was the MPFS side of the war. When MPFS came, MPFS didn't damage the hospital. But when the Lord people came in, 99, they were not exported, damaged it. I mean, they looted the tile on the floor.
Amen.
Yeah, Lord damaged the hospital. Lord, I don't know. The guys behave in, and that's why sometimes when other people will sit. You see, the issue of reconciliation can be difficult. And they came in a time they believe they say, okay, they place, and some of them had the mindset. This is a major lawmaker will destroy the place. I mean, they destroy the hospital. That hospital, and up to now, the hospital renovated. Most of their people, those that even did the destruction, some of them can go to the hospital for treatment now. Yeah, dude. The damage, I mean, the de-roof it took all the time. The hospital was basically down. The walking, they started giving money again.
And 20 plus years later, we still struggling.
And we still struggling. So I mean, the government should take some time. Tell the way hospital see how the Swedish Development Fund. I want to believe. Sorry, Johnny. You see the Torgbean hospital. Torgbean hospital is nice. They put some good money there. But I don't know if the Swedish Development Fund says something.
But you know what happened now with the Myean hospital and Pewee?
No.
The citizens have left the Myean hospital. They are running to Guinea to Masada for medical treatment. All because the hospital is the building is there, but the basic medical facility they need to treat them is not available.
It's not there. Yeah, it's not there.
But what happened to the hospital? Is it not being used as a regional hospital to cater to people on that side?
Where?
Which one?
The Emory Hospital.
No, it's not around Lofa. It's in Buffalo.
Okay.
They just opened the Emory Hospital. We know when we are built it.
But is it being used? That's my question.
They just started operating it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think this government just started operating. When we are government opened it, they were trying to equip the hospital and all of them. But I think it's being used now. Because last time when the president went there, they went there to do something. They have ministers. Yeah, it's being used. It's a 150 bedroom modern state of.
That's a big hospital.
Yeah.
But you know what I want to say here is we all talk about something radical has to happen. What is it that is radical that has to happen? We don't know. What
nothing radical will have to happen. The only radical thing that will have to happen, nothing radical can happen now. The only way radical thing will happen, maybe a president can come and take. Yeah, and I agree with that also. A president can take a radical decision.
Yes. Right.
One
a radical position. Yes.
Yes, radical decision. The president can come and say, all the money, the budget will go to him, right? He will tell them, say, most of those things we're not putting in the budget. But for any person to take that kind of radical decision, that person is prepared to call and say, those I'm appointing in my cabinet, they will only get paid 5,000 period. We're not doing that thing. We're not doing for anybody. We're not getting nobody gas. So because you have to, if you talk equity, your head should be clean, right?
Right.
If you do that, then when they post send their budget with their own in there, you say no, you send it up. Then when they point it no, when even they force it to go do what they want to do, you tell your family that they're not getting dime. All that money taken, you start developing the country. You will see the people start protesting against them.
And you will have the backing of the people because the money is
yes. Listen.
All you need, and you know, two things you gotta do. Two things you gotta do. When you're ready to do that as a president, sit down with your family, tell him, say, farm money for my police and my AFL.
Thank you.
But they're not making any money.
Yeah, farm money for
you gotta rap.
If you're gonna get anybody raised, you
gotta rap you with either.
If you're gonna get raised, you start with them. You start
money for my police, my security people. I want to pay on time, and you have to get something good, you have to see something well.
That's right.
And then norm that the men are depending on right. So the men go here, then the men say they teach you that kind of thing. The country will move on. You see Rwanda?
The country will move on.
You can see anybody talk China Paul Kagame on his development he's doing. Nobody will do it.
Well, look at that picking in Burkina Faso. Look at the way he's trying. Even though it's a military government, but he's taking the money where it belongs.
You don't need anything like Pewee is saying, right? In this country, if we get a job, do we go to them and say you gotta give me a car to come to work?
No.
No.
You know what you do? As soon as you get a job, you get a good job, you get a job, then you sit down, you go to Toyota, then you check all the dealership. Then you tell them, man, then you check the dealership today, you sit down, then you go to work tomorrow, then you want to go, I see Nagbe coming down from his tower 2025. I said, I will beat Nagbe, man, I will wait. That's
right, let it do one count.
Yeah, the only thing you have to do now is be prepared to burn your house. Because the job is available and you can live the life. And that's what competition is about.
Yeah, but you see
some small young children see them coming out of expensive cars because they're waiting to go and work.
Yeah.
Pewee, I'm here where I work. They don't give me a car. Even the car for the organization is not used to take me to work. It's only used to take me to project activities in the counties or communities. Yeah. So when I leave my home, I drive my private vehicle and go to work and park it. If I have to go to meetings during the work hours, the organization vehicle take me to meetings. Back home, Private vehicle
When you
take
go
me there.
home, you get your
Because
car, you go to Dopoh.
I go home, do right now. That's where I am, right? And when I go out of town, I carry the vehicle there. Even that also has restriction because
Of
at
course.
certain hour, the vehicle will not be in the street anymore. It must be parked and must be in my hotel. If I won't be out, then I'll tell a taxi or payment man to carry me around. Whatever I do, the next
You
morning
know,
my nana car, I should be ready for work.
you know that I don't want to be a plot. Let's say you eat Ganta, you going to eat somewhere, you're going to eat somewhere to Jackie. So you need a car park to.
No, but Pewee. No, Pewee, you don't have your vehicle. Listen, you don't have a vehicle. They don't have law. They have law in the vehicle for timing. So if the guy might 9 o'clock, he might 10, he might 12, and he comes by and go and invite with the logbook, then we're going to be asking him, what we doing at this hour in the street with the vehicle?
That's a point.
Johnny, you see this here? I call it travel log. All my drivers.
Yes.
When you come
exactly.
in the morning, the mile that you met there, you mark it. When you park the car,
same thing.
You do it.
Same
so
thing.
At the end, we know. So for instance, we know from Monroe to Zosa that that's 300 miles, right?
Yeah.
We know that. If you wind up in Guinea, we know because you can't come by and give and say you rode 700 miles to go to Lofa. They will say no.
Yeah, no.
In fact, Gayman, we have our team that know what they call efficiency rate of the vehicle. That means they know how much fuel the car burns per kilometer based on the age of the vehicle. So if the car is 15 years old or 20 years old, we know how much it will burn, how many gallons of gas or fuel will burn per gallon. If the car is a modern car that is just 1 year old or 10 weeks or 1 month old, it's burning consumption. So all of these are in place. So what is wrong that we can't do that in government? What is wrong? To minimize the waste and put more money on the people who benefit.
The folks, they come over here, they learn all this stuff. Like the lady said yesterday from the police department, right? She said, our honor system here, we are not sophisticated like other people. Our honor system here. So she's telling you that they got their own way of doing things. These guys come here, they know that when you take my car, you take company car, you drive it for X amount of time, you know where you're going, the mileage has to be, the gas has to be, when you buy your gas, you got to bring the receipt, all that stuff.
You know what, Jerome? All of that. Now they get trackers on the car now. They don't even got to worry about all of that. They got a transponder.
They don't want it.
Anytime they can call you on the screen and know where you are.
Exactly.
Right. They got that too. But this is hey guys, we've been here. It's 8:22. Let me go with the party comment. Sarah, your party words for the day.
Yeah, let me pause because I have to get on the next line.
Before we close, though, sorry. What's the deal with Ahmed? Truth in photos in the channel? I thought he had something too.
Oh.
That his photo is anyway. Sorry, sir.
No! I put him that he was celebrating his when he was young.
Okay, all right. I think
there's a video to that. There's a video to that. He's out there having a great time, and I put it out there and said, "We can't you."
Got you.
So let me say thank you to everyone. Thank you, Mr. Gayman, especially for holding the ground, moderating the show. I want us to say a little prayer for our director Eugene Falcon. I heard he's not well. I saw a couple of posts up for him. So let's keep our.
What is going on with it now? Well, news these days. What is happening with
But he said again that he's doing well again. So that's he said he's doing well.
But he's He's recovering. I think he's recovering.
Our prayer went to him. Yeah.
So
I pray. I sent prayer for him. I also pray for him.
Yeah, he was telling me.
After election, he opened the key and he said, "I will suffer because I voted against the Baka."
He said what?
He said,
Square. He said, "You will suffer."
He said, "You'll be hungry for 6 years. You'll be hungry for 6 years."
Sorry, I'm hungry.
But you can vote. You go vote for Torgbean. Go for the Baka. You know, I told I
you're eating pena on a table.
No, I didn't waste time on that thing. I knew it was a reckless thing you're saying. I would not told him say, hey.
You're eating pena on a table.
I would not told him. I would not remind him I don't have 4 AA.
People.
Yeah, I would not told him I don't have 4 AA.
Yeah, so I pray that
people are so petty. Can you
Right,
imagine
petty.
somebody telling them?
Pewee, you remember what you remember?
No. I told him. I said the only thing I told him is again. I said I don't have 4 AA. So
that's it.
So if I have 4 AA, maybe I could suffer.
Sarah, go ahead. You finished?
I heard he was.
But I prayed for him yesterday.
Sarah, I didn't say give me the G's. I said close.
I heard he was teaching where even if you are teaching where he's supposed to know that power lies in the tongue. When you say something,
yeah, if you are teaching, then I mean it's wrong. If that is true.
So if you are teaching where that's on him. If he's ready, sick, I pray that he's okay. He gets better. So yeah, thank you guys for the show. It was a very good show. I'm happy that at least I had the opportunity to join you guys today, and other days to come when I have the time I will. But thank you. I want to appeal to you guys. I want to have a little GoFundMe. I don't know whether it should be GoFundMe or Cash App for that little girl to just to help her dad with whatever they need to do. I'm trying to set up the GoFundMe, but I'm having a hard time. So I will just put on my page and put my Zelle or Cash App. Anybody can contribute towards it so that we can at least find a little whatever we collect. We can send it to the father to help him out with the kids. And I pray that they get justice, whatever it would be in, but just pray for the best. I just want to say thank you. And I also want to say, want to appeal to our followers on the show here to please, contribute whatever they can towards the 14-year-old that was raped, allegedly raped, and we pray that things will be okay with them. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I beg to leave right now. I got to get on the next line for my Bible study. Thank you.
Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you very much. Johnny, birthday boy.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gayman. The birthday is good. It continues up to the 22nd. It's a complete 1 month celebration, and because I will continue to look for pretty soon. I'll go to Lupa and also go back my traditional blessing from my elders from across the length and breadth of Lupa, so that I can continue to enjoy the blessing of God. Because I was born in the current hospital, people were born in current hospital, But then my mother told me that the best hospital we had in Lupa, and people came from Guinea to come to attend to medical and the attention or treatment there. So I'm proud to be a son of Zozo current hospital, and I'm hoping that one of these days, I will make that hospital the best hospital in our region. Gilbert, thank you, my brother Nagbe, Pewee. Thank you all for you welcoming. I'm happy that I spent a short time with you on the show, and we hope that our people that listen to us will not take us to be enemy to the state. All that we discuss here is about us, our people, our leaders taking cue from here and making sure that the right thing is happening for Liberia. We don't hate anybody. We're not against the government. We're not against any minister, any lawmaker, any senator.
Johnny, 1 minute. I think we got somebody else from Zozo, from Nassau Hospital. They want to say something. Go ahead.
Who's that?
The doctor who born you.
Happy birthday to you, Johnny. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! Yes.
May God bless you.
May God bless you, dear.
Happy birthday, Johnny.
Baby.
Hey. That's good. Thank you. So the pastor wants the other guys to make a closing comment. Thank you.
I'm very admired to be with your mother. It's for priceless. They call that priceless woman to be with your mother. You guys look so alike. I want to wish you happy birthday, brother. You are a good human being. Everyone needs you. I pray that you continue to live long with good health so that you contribute to our former of our country. God bless you, brother. I love you. Happy birthday.
Thank you,
brother. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Johnny, before you go tomorrow, President Joseph Walker submitted the oil bill. I think that's a good thing. We need to discuss it tomorrow. we need to also look at some of the things that are going on. And then I like this little job that the former president made today to the president. He said, "I don't use makeup to hide my face." So we'll discuss these things tomorrow. We didn't have time to reach it, but like it is. And also, we didn't touch on Stan. Stan made a stand about the building of these headquarters around the country while the country is suffering. They think that it is a pretext for theft. We'll discuss these tomorrow. We didn't have enough time to do that, but yeah, Johnny, go ahead.
No, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate everybody, and I want to appreciate my brother who made a call and extended the birthday song. We pray that God for everybody. I believe.
Our Chief Tomalin George.
Yeah, I know. I recognize your voice. So thank you. So, but Pewee, as my tradition, can me easy my easy woman. It is like a process as well. Easy my easy woman.
You see what the man say? The man say, he says, for those all who don't speak Loma, whether they're good Loma or whether you're speaking it, we don't even know. All we know is speaking Loma. You could be speaking German, or all you tell us is speaking Loma.
No, they say now Roman Bouger priest.
Honorable Nagbe.
Yeah. Listen, man. Johnny, happy birthday, my brother. I consider myself, lucky to always come here and hang out with you guys. I learn a lot from you all. You bring a lot to the table. I think you're very solid. You came here even on your birthday, and much appreciation. I'm sure the platform appreciates you a lot. So happy birthday to you, Sylvester. You guys bring a lot. We may not always agree, but I'll be honest. Every day I leave here, I take a little something new with me. So it has been a pleasure being here. I'll just say this about our governance system quickly. And a lot has been said here. The problem I think this government is having is, when we were younger, we had student companion, right? There was an expression, I think it went like, "He who is a fool and knows not that he is a fool is a fool. But he who is a fool and knows that he's a fool is wise." I think this government believe they're doing well. I mean, when you listen to them, the way they talk, they sound like I think they really believe that they're doing well. And that is a problem. Because the solution to any problem, 50% of that is realizing first that there is a problem. And then you begin to find a solution. I don't think they see a problem. And that is a problem. Because we still got 4 years to go with them, and our people are going to suffer until they realize this and turn things around. So when we come here and we're talking, I don't think any of us here is suggesting that we're smarter than any of them. But we are outside of the fishbowl looking in. It is easier for us because we're not in the firing line. So we're pointing out they can use us as sounding board to tell them how they're not doing well. And when they're doing well, we just talk about the foreign minister and things like that. When they're doing well, we'll come here and say it, But the idea that they just think they're wildly succeeding, and when you talk about them, then they start to use all the markers, and the Minister of Information and the deputy and all of that, the LBA director and all of that. So, that is the problem. Two, I think the former president Myean needs to realize that he and Joe Biden, look, it is almost like Samuel Doe and Jackson Doe. You remember Jackson Doe telling Doe, politics is not beauty pageant because Doe had tried to talk about his looks. It's just about the same thing. Joseph Boakai is almost 2 times Myean's age. So, yeah, he's entitled to a little bit of makeup. What is wrong with that? They need to get this foolishness off the table and engage each other seriously and help our people solve the problem that they face.
So who making up now? Who didn't make up?
Okay, when you can,
We'll discuss it tomorrow.
Hey, Joey, I say you're not using makeup, then you might know who the other person using makeup. But it's been great being with you guys, and I thank you for the opportunity. Let me wish my political leader well. He left the States today after a wildly successful foreign trip overseas, from the East Coast to the West Coast of the United States, meeting with all kinds of government leaders, understanding governance. He's new to governance. He's a businessman. And so he is trying to tap into these people's knowledge. He was talking about the senator he met in Minnesota. The lady has a job. The senatorial job is a little gig. And so she's not depending on that to fatten her frog. Unlike our people back home who use their senatorial or representative position as their only source of income. That is a problem. That is a problem. So he's learning all these things. Hopefully, they'll continue to broaden his perspective on governance. We're already developing. Our first 100-day plan, how to tackle the drugs at the border and all of that stuff there. And we'll soon be converging, our first national convention. And we'll put out our roadmap on what we intend to do after 2029. But thank you again for the opportunity. It's been great being here.
Great. Sia, Sia she is harder to her waist. I hope it's a she or he.
Yeah, exactly. I can say Gayman. You remember, it's my bestie. I can say Mr. Gayman. Wait, what are you trying to say? But it was already win. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. This person is saying you guys keep mixing me up with. They keep saying Gilman and Gayman. And the same thing happened when to me with Nathaniel McGill. He says, my man, I gotta admit, which one? Are you Gilman or Gilman? So I said, McGill, my name is right. He said, but I always hear you on the radio, your name is Gilman. I said, no, that's not my name. So she's right. They keep messing that up.
I have a Michael. You right know Michael Gilman.
Michael Y. Gilman.
I have Michael Y. Gilman, and then I have Jerome Gayman. But I'm lucky. I'm not having that problem.
Gilman.
Yeah, Gilman. Two different things, right?
See, if you are a woman, relax. If you are a man, stay cool. We got this. and in America here, the people, listen, I go to these meetings, some of the Polish guys, their names are so long, they don't mind. It's all right. You call me, you call me Jagabaski, okay, that's why you call me Jab, that's fine. So don't be too personal.
Talking about name, I'm sorry. There's a guy now who won the longest name. I think it did 22 minutes to pronounce his name.
Yes, I think he got about 42 letters in his name.
Exactly.
Pewee.
Yeah, that's that name, that 42 letter, it beat the part one of the longest.
No, I'm just guessing it was so long, it went all the way. There was just
no, you're right. I mean, they got to shoot the ring of people like this. I think he's a Middle Eastern or something, but yeah, he has a record for the longest name in the whole world.
Yeah. And then he'll beat the war, Degamegalomalia.
There you go.
Yeah. Degamegalomalia. Yeah, but there's a little kid, 11 years old, Indian American kid that spelled up to current the longest war ever. I think about this year or sometime last year he did that. Yeah, I think he won the national spelling bee. Yeah, he was very great. Spelled the longest war, almost 29 to 30 letters. And other thing, yeah, but it was a great show to be on. And if that is true, actually, that part of, because we all even went to comment if our fellow man is down and being sick, it's a time that that's part of our political affiliation or persuasion.
I'm sorry. Let me quickly. I forgot. Sympathies to the Gongloe family. I know. Daki, their brother, actually the boy who died was my wife's cousin's son, and the mom died not too long ago in Philadelphia from aneurysm, that kind of thing, where she was not sick yet for near. So he was actually my cousin's, and the little boy, Bob Blue, when we went there, he was just, I think 10, 11 years old, but still coming of age, so let me just extend my sympathies to my in-laws. Deeper sympathies to to Daki, especially, the father, and to Kehleboe and the rest of the family. Thank you, Sylvester.
Yeah,
was he sick? Was a young boy?
No, I did 22 years old.
2003. So
yeah,
he's very young, 22.
Yeah. And Sylvester, you were not sick. In fact, the details are still coming out, but it looks like
he was murdered.
Yeah, it looked like it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because in this country, that age is difficult for because we do things. Yes, it's very fun. But let me join you and to join the rest
This
of
is the photo of a young man, very young baby.
Yeah, but 2003, that would be,
Yeah, 2003, young.
2003. He's just 4 years older than my daughter.
Very, very young baby. Look at this.
Yeah. Young picking. 2003.
2003, 22 years. He just turned 23 in March.
Yeah, we'll join the Gongloe family to, let me extend my sympathy to the Gongloe family on a serious note on this note. We hope his short memory should be a blessing to all of us. But on a serious note, if this is true that because I'm seeing someone posting here that the post yesterday was meant to mock the former president. If it is true, then it's really unfortunate. I'm using the big warrior if it is true. Because when I was told yesterday about this, the same thing when my wife even brought this to my attention, the same thing I asked. I said, is he really? He said, yes, not everybody can be sick and come here and announce it, because I started thinking, but if it is true, that was meant to tease the former president, that what people were saying about him, and the man is okay. He's not saying the man is okay. You saw the kind of thing he was doing yesterday in the gym with Carrasco. He's okay. He's good.
But not to cut you, Chief, we got to relax. Because I remember particularly when Joseph Boakai pacemaker thinking we were all making fun of it during the campaign. So, I mean...
Again, that's it. Let the people
read it. I mean, this thing, the CDC people taking it too personal when they know we did the same thing to Joseph Boakai.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, they need to cool off.
I will rest on that. And the fact that you said I did it to Joseph Boakai.
I don't say they. I covered it on my show. So I played. How do you call it, man? Costa that clip. We played that clip over. He said the doctor told me if he didn't have heart surgery in 3 months he would be dead. We loop it. Okay.
But
that's what it is.
The 3 months going with 3 years now.
And some of the young people not die, and he's still here.
Listen. That old man will be surprised. That woman will run 2029 and even win election. Then 2035, the woman said, "I will go for 13."
Did you see the president of Uganda?
No, you're pretty funny. I'm going to win. Then 2035, he's saying going for 13.
But you didn't see Museveni. Museveni got there. He go hardest and he said, I promise you, this is the last time when I ask you to vote for me. Vote for me for the last time. Even the audience couldn't be there. They started laughing. Can you imagine this?
He's actually going to win because they're going to rig the election, right?
Of course.
This Bobby one guy.
Yeah, they don't like him.
He's not popular.
He will disappear soon.
Yeah. You know what they can do? When the men try to send him out of the country,
put him in jail.
The police will go ahead and block the whole road. The men will go, the white people will go, they say something happened to the road, they will do something there. Then the men will use
They put learning for Liberia example with George here. George has to celebrate it. Bobby wants to celebrate it. Learning from us. They want to happen.
When the men go to make a pool 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 people, they have come out. But again, the national result will say he will come. Museveni will win maybe 65%. Then he will come with 20%. But if the election is free, fair, Bobby will win the election. If we conduct a free, fair, transparent election, he's going to win. But Sonny is just telling me, that's what I'm supposed to be. I'm not going to be a comedian. One of them guys people out. But Sonny telling me that Joseph Boakai will contest 2035 for third term.
My heart.
Okay, we play fun.
Let us say that. That villa will be. You think that villa got everything? They got life support. They got oxygen. All in that villa in Foya.
And that was in September 2023. That about right? September, October. Say 3 months. So we thought 2023 not pass, 2024 not pass. We almost 2025. And then you see, look at the woman morphology first and foremost. the way the Omen Sabu used to shine the ball,
Yeah.
it's shining more than it used to shine before.
That's right.
No, but people Omega hold now with 2 hands in the pocket.
Yeah. Then the Omen put thing on his shirt. You can see it. You can see the custom based on here. JMB.
JMB. That's right.
You know, JMB.
But Sylvester, I gotta say this though, for a guy who came from humble beginning, he's a very good-looking guy.
No, he is.
The president, he got good looks.
The man has been in
No,
government.
he is. He is.
Yeah.
The man has been in government all his life.
He is.
Yeah.
The Omen started getting a little thrill. With the heat of the election, the last time, you know, he was filled something, he was stressed up, and all those things. And it's understandable with the age. But now, if you were to put the age aside, then you bring the presidency to bear, the special treatment in the presidency.
Yeah.
Normally, before JMB took the presidency, when he wear his shoe, they used to deliberately make his trousers long so that the trouser will cover the shoe and the socks.
That's right.
But this time, they're bringing the trouser to a certain left so that they will show the socks.
It's the beautiful socks.
Yeah, so and whenever JMB said that, they start seeing the executive mansion. The ambassador was getting the credential, right? And you see, we're not renovate our executive mansion. He was relaxing the part of the executive mansion, then he crank it later day. So he's giving his socks.
But what about his socks though?
Oh no, but
the socks matching the brand sock.
It's coordinating the colors.
And then dress person will want you to see their shoes and the quality of the shoes. So see underneath the shoes.
Yeah.
When you see those pair Cadin shoes underneath it, right? You see it under their pair and other things. So and then on the shirt, the custom made something here. Say JMB. I will be going 2029, you'll win. 2035, then he will say we're medical nutrition for 13. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
For BC9, right? Say JMB this. Nobody should ever think. Now, God got his own will, right? I'm not saying, but nobody should ever sit and believe that woman will deteriorate moving forward. No.
No, not
always no good moving forward.
When you have the best of
always
everything,
no good. For the man, we're going the money and PA coming see for a scan, and they're not gonna get the woman straight. They're gonna go put it on his label doing that. No, they got the money. They're coming take it, put it to the head, boom, scan your whole bloodline. Say, yeah. So his oxygen saturation. Say, your oxygen saturation is good. It's 98. That's the oxygen saturation. Then they go through the car and do the BP. The BP is the pulse is something up every day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Once it's okay,
they can put in your pocket now.
Of course. Everything okay. So they do that. They Katomo bring it up again.
Listen, we
no, but the president drinking tea because I remember, right? So when we met him in April, we got in time around 6-7 in the morning. So by 8 o'clock, the president calls it. The president will see us. We went there and sat down from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And by 9:30, they say the president, I just woken up. You're having a tea, and then you'll see us. But it was a closed window because he was also going to church. And the next thing we know, the president said, I'm going to come by in the evening. But I'm just saying that they told you were drinking tea. They didn't say you talk in the morning. So the president, like I said, came from all beginning, but he's civilized. I think he took good care of himself because they tell you the beauty begins from conception. The food your mind eat when they're pregnant with you, that what forms your outlook as you grow. So for those who came from poor parents, that was somehow we're not looking good.
It just
and then some of the guys who came from, why are you looking at the other man with the red shirt looking at me?
So you're looking good. You're looking good, man. but
so the president looked very, very good.
Yeah, hey guys, we gotta go.
Yes.
But man, the old man grew up eating organic food in Foya.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Let's do this tomorrow, guys. Let's come back and finish where we started.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you very much, guys. It was nice.
Have a good night. Thank you.